Hello, hello. How are y'all doing? Hello, Mundle. I have been avoiding you, but it's very difficult. And yes, I was muted. Hello, how are you doing? Welcome, welcome. So today we are back with The Dark Veil. I want to give slight notice. I just remembered, I almost forgot. I will be having to wrap up the stream a little bit sooner than usual, just because just because I have to take a blood sample tomorrow, and I need to do that fasting, so I can't eat after 12 o'clock today. So I have to have my food before that time, which if I end the stream when I usually do, I may not get to, and then I won't get to eat, and that would be bad. So yeah, I might have to wrap up the stream a little bit earlier than usual. Since this is D&D, as usual, I will mute to talk to you guys, but I may not be able to catch chat as quickly or as often as I usually do. Rip DVD. Oh no, we'll get to do that as well, because we usually don't do, like, I won't be leaving until like 10, 11. I've got a reminder at 10, but yeah, we'll get to do some DBD as well. Just maybe not as much as we usually would. But yeah, I'm gonna join the call now, so I will get to you when. Yeah, I'll talk to chat when I can, basically. But obviously, I don't want to talk over people too much. Because they have no school the entire next week, so that gives us opportunities. Yeah, cool. Okay, I'm gonna hop into the chat now. Yeah, that sounds great. Absolutely. Hello, I have returned. Hello. Yes, so let's have a look at the map. Oh. Yes. Oh, hang on. Oh, hang on. Give me a second. They can't hear you guys. I'm just talking to myself. Oh, sugar. Why does this always happen? Oh no. Oh no. Okay, hang on. So,
Worst part.
okay. Can you hear them now? Am I still just insane talking to myself?
I mean, who said you're not?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Oh god.
This is problematic. I probably just am.
We are all
Oh dear.
here.
Yes, but a tad quiet.
We are.
Let's see.
The
I
chaos
can
is
fix
real.
this.
Base boost.
Yes.
Speaking
Okay,
of which,
so
Ham, I hope you get to hang around for Halloween.
I'll be here for Halloween.
Yes, you're gonna love it.
oh,
I love.
He loves.
good.
Should I make a one-shot character for it?
I mean, if you so desire, it's not going to be a one shot though.
Oh, I gotcha.
That's not
I could.
ominous at all.
That's
Not in the least,
terrifying.
no.
Well,
I'm
no,
like, wait,
it-
what do you
it-
mean
it's
it's
a
not
part
gonna
of
be a
the-
wait, what?
Well, Petey was saying it was going to be a part of the campaign.
Yeah.
That's true.
Or should I bring back
Terrifying.
an old classic?
Cloud returns.
Ooh.
Oh, no, please no.
Oh,
We're
no,
good, thanks.
Clown's not a force that's disappearing from your life.
Well, we know that already. Just be happy that I forgot that I had hold person available too.
That's fine. I would have rolled out of that.
Maybe.
You say maybe. I would have. What's the check on it?
It's
it
only a
dex?
13. You know this.
Okay.
Little's
Yeah,
yelling
no,
about
Give me a
recap.
level. Watch that shit explode. That DC is gonna be so high, your ass is gonna go on grass.
No.
Those kneecaps belong to Mund.
Look, I got my dice in yesterday. I'm ready to roll while I'm gone too. We're fighting.
Oh, you finally got your physical
time.
dice?
I did.
Yeah. One set down, a billion more to go.
I know, right?
Glorious. So, who wants to give the recap for what happened the last episode?
Oh, it was a simple time. We decided to just relax and not get murdered the whole way through. Someone else remind me. We started at the mine last time, right? Okay.
Started the
Yeah.
mine.
We had our tour of the mine. The menagerie, and learned a lot of very scrupulous details that
I'm
made
so
a lot
sorry.
of us freak out. Oh, you good?
I'm fine. Sorry.
That was the cutest sneeze I've ever heard.
I'm so sorry. But thank you.
Oh my gosh. Well, specifically, who showed up at the mine before you had your tour?
Who showed up at the mine? We got introduced to course. The lizard people. They showed up and they were all like, "Hey, we don't like what's going on here." Listen, I don't remember all the details. I'm terrible about this. I don't write notes. You have to forgive me.
Noted.
Noted. I keep in mind of the important details, but the small stuff kind of fades away over time because I'm busy. Regardless, we introduced the lizard people. They came in. They talked with Miss Copperlocks, and their shaman volunteered Korth to come with us to go check out the area that even Copperlocks doesn't know about. And with Rayan, we did our tour of that area where we ended up meeting a silver dragon for some reason that's just kind of living there, and a bunch of creatures that would absolutely murder us just because we exist and we could do nothing about it. That seems
Lovely.
appropriate. Afterwards, we left the mine. We reported on there, in which it seems like Miss Copperlocks had an existential crisis, knowing that she could be murdered by the mine at any point in time, and that Yenin is most likely the person that is doing all of this because of reasons and notes and such. Afterwards, we finally kind of settled down for a moment, and she told us that, yeah, you're right, we do need to pay you. We're just gonna make you a part of the Tarn Guard. Just come to the town hall the next day, and we're like, sure, that sounds good. So we had a night. We relaxed. We just did whatever we needed to do for the night. To have a drink. Somebody got drunk really fast for a really big guy, and that was hilarious. And we met a giant robot dressed as a barmaid, which was also great. Oh, Chuckles, you sweet summer child. Afterwards, Zell had a flight with the silver dragon that nobody in the town seemed to notice because no alarms were raised. And everyone else went to sleep. In the morning, our dear poor soul had another night. You had another night terror,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, another night terror there. And
Slapped you this time.
there may or may not have been a sneaky shitbag clown stalking us the whole way through with his invisibility spell, because apparently he's learned some new tricks. Sol and Zell chased him down in an attempt to stop him unsuccessfully before he activated his amulet again and ran away with his tail tucked between his legs because he's that much of a bad. Anyway, afterwards we journeyed to the town hall where we were sworn in as guards of Saltmarsh and got a modest payment of 100 gold apiece.
Yes.
Modest.
Modest payment.
Well, I would have started kicking your ass if it came down to it. Don't get it twisted.
Listen, if Zell was trying to murder you, you would know. But you know Zell, and he's not about that murder. He still wants to help you.
Clown's gonna start punching. That's his like primary big punch.
Anyway, we left off after the ceremony.
Yep. All right. So let's
That's my
return
terrible synopsis.
to the town hall.
All right.
And the town hall is underwater. Why is the town hall underwater?
Because raisins.
Because I was playing with it. I was hoping somebody would see it. It's not underwater anymore. I fixed it.
I was being a little shithead.
He was being plowed, yes.
I unleashed grease all over the town hall.
Oh, I have control over Era and Ryan still, and not my token. It doesn't
I
exist
have
here.
control over
Let
everything.
me fix.
But my token.
only Red should have control over that token.
Yeah. I am.
Ryan, you should. Yeah, you don't. But that's not what I meant to do. You should not have control over Ryan anymore.
And my token just doesn't exist.
It does somewhere.
Oh, sure, somewhere.
It's somewhere. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Oh, because I know what happened. You pulled yourself over to the main world.
Yeah, that's right. Because I was messing with the little fairy.
There you go. Now
Take
use
that
it.
as you will.
No,
I
no.
will.
I thought you were the
No one
little
has your
fairy.
heart.
You know what? Maybe this fairy needs a fairy.
He's ready for a lot of things.
Just wants a friend. I mean, yeah, he's got friends. Hi, friends.
He has many friends. He has many friends, and also apparently, like, the entire town wants to be more than friends. With this
Ugh.
Look,
By the way, Zell,
Hmm?
during your flight, the dragon would have explained that he's been flying this town almost every night since he was released.
Hmm.
Oh.
And that you're
That's
the
interesting.
first person he's flown with.
Yes.
Probably. And it was a nice
I
time.
read it.
He taught me all he knows. He taught me a bit of what he knows about the stars that he's tracked in the area, and is teaching him how to look around and observe a little bit more.
look, my
Yeah.
headcanon is they had a wonderful first date.
Listen.
And nothing you can say will change that.
I'm not gonna say you're wrong. I'm not gonna say you're right because Zell doesn't know.
No, exactly. No idea. And that's what makes the best part. You've got all these lovely, lovely, attractive people, and then everyone seems to want the fucking little child fairy man, and it's making me laugh real hard.
Which again, Zell doesn't even know his age. He could be 1,000 years old, or he could be like 2. He doesn't know.
Well, he knows he's at least 6.
yeah, he's at least 6. That's the minimum.
He appears to be an adult.
Yeah, possibly.
Think?
Maybe.
Honestly,
We're gonna hope. We're gonna
when I
hope.
made Zelius, Witchlight wasn't out yet, so I didn't utilize that whole idea of, oh, this is the age category for fairies. And I don't know if I want to change it now.
I mean, he also apparently has some kind of weird amnesia potentially going on, so who knows?
Oh no, he definitely does. That's definitely been a part of his backstory. He does not remember anything before the incident with the portal, which apparently was an illithid.
So,
Oh yeah,
Yes.
if everyone remembers that. Zell found
yeah.
out that he's a fairy now and can bamf out his wings when he flies.
and that his magic space portal was created by a fucking mind flayer.
That wanted his body.
Everybody wants the fairy.
It's a problem. It's bad. It's oh my god. Okay, what the fuck were we
Canon.
doing?
And we get shut down.
And yeah, and that's it. Game over.
Yep. That was a great run, guys. I really appreciate it.
Look, it's fine as long as nothing actually specifically explicit happens. It's fine. It's fine.
By the way,
Alright.
Ham's going to have to make this token
Oh, what token?
of Chuckles in his dress.
Oh God, yes. See if I can fucking find something that would let me do that, or if I have to model it myself.
Oh, I'm sure Hero Forge would permit it.
I'm pretty sure that there's some kind of maid outfit, possibly, or at least dresses for sure.
No, there is. I forgot that the robot parts aren't tied to like the race either, so I should be able to just fucking throw it on there. Ooh, I'm doing that now.
Here we go. Off I go. Alright.
So,
Yeah.
y'all have just been initiated into the town guard. What is your plans now?
There was something about wanting to investigate something, right? What would we want to investigate? We wanted to
Was there something for us to investigate? I think we finished our investigation.
no, we were gonna check the records because we wanted to. Who were we trying to find records on?
Let go of my foot, cat.
Guess it's no. Because she mentioned something about there being records on Yenin. I think we were gonna be trying to look for, or now that we have.
I know.
Access
I remember
to that.
she said that we had access to doing like bounties and stuff like that. She's like, can go do bounties, which I believe are at the tower that we should probably report to. Actually, in fact, I think
Let's
I'm
do
just
that.
gonna kind of look at the guy that we were told. Mister, sorry, I don't really think I caught your name, but what exactly do you want us to do as guards now?
Hello, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
We got appointed, but not explained.
All right. So this individual will turn to you and say, so they're built like a female human, but they have a very gruff voice when they address you and say, "Oh, my name's Brom, and
Rom?
I'm standing in for the town guard lead since Erlander's passing. And as I understand it, your initiation into the guard is a formality to provide you access to resources as you continue your mission, which, as I understand, is to continue finding the source of these attacks on the ships of Saltmarsh."
Oh geez, sorry, hold on, give me 1 second. My TTS just got super loud and Mundle, you just put me a paragraph. But yes, you're right.
Oh
Sorry, I
my.
should lower that. We're good now. I just got blasted, I couldn't hear a thing. But okay, so resources and we can help out things. I'm sorry. What exactly the tower you wanted us to wait, I'm sorry, I missed it. Sorry, could you repeat that again? Because I legitimately didn't hear you.
So they explain that they're standing in for Elander since Elander's passing, and they seem rather uncomfortable about this situation. But essentially, that you've been afforded the resources of the Saltmarsh Town Guard to make it easier for you to continue your mission of tracking down why the ships of Saltmarsh have been attacked.
We are guards in titles, not in duty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay. That sounds good. And he'll turn to his copper like, so we'll do that, and I guess we should probably go about for now, and then we'll come back later when we find out some new information.
Hey, that seems appropriate.
Okay. And I'll turn to Soul and say, oh, should we go for now then?
I can't imagine there's any other reason to stick around here.
Okay. Korth, Arya, are you two ready as well?
Era nods.
Okay.
I really want to find this guard tower and see what bounties are available.
We could do that. It's the one big tower, like right by the inn, right? The one over by, I think it's by the farms, right?
Yes, you're staying over in the Wicker Goat. You can't miss the tower. It's right by there.
Okay. Hey, thank you.
Oh my God, Mundle.
What?
What?
What do you do?
In phase chat.
Yeah, he wants Chuckles to use Zell as a soccer ball.
Yep, he told me that too.
Right.
Which Zell is 2 sizes smaller than.
You know,
He could be used as an improvised weapon.
he could be.
He could be.
Look,
You guys are gonna kill me.
Oh,
I'm saying
no.
that at some point Korth won't absolutely use the fairy as an improvised weapon. And just
I mean,
It's not saying it won't happen.
Throw me
It's
like
not
one of
saying
your
it
French
will
girls.
happen.
I'm just weaponizing Zell, Mundle says in my chat. Just. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just.
just weaponizing the not human person.
I mean, I could toss Soul if that would be better. Make our own little fastball special.
I mean, Zell would work perfect for that, and also I can stop myself from being murdered through being thrown off a pit or something like that, since I can fly.
sure.
So it'd be
Oh.
really entertaining to see Korth try to throw Soul.
we are the
Oh,
worst herd
no.
of cats right now. Okay.
Okay, I think we're gonna head out.
We're gonna
Let's. I say we go to the tower for now, see what work we can do, and maybe. I know I said it before that I kind of wanted to outfit a little better. We have some money now. We could look
Yeah.
around the town.
fashion souls time. Let's go.
Never enough money.
We'll talk later. I'll explain, and then I'll start walking out, and I'll kind of turn around and be like, thank you, Miss Copperlux, and Bram. Yes, thanks, and he'll just keep walking.
I remember to
Same
check
shirt.
in at least once a week.
Once a week, okay.
Of course. Same curt nod as always.
Era will just
We
nod slightly and follow along.
we run. We go. We
Is the
go.
door
I do.
gone?
Huh?
No, doors are still there. Okay. And
I need to come back here quick.
Back to the bar with me. Also, Hero Forge Chuckles barmaid is complete.
Nice.
No, no.
Fantastic.
Let's see it. Let's see
let's get a
it.
screenshot of this.
All right. Let's,
That's baller.
Chuckles is very buxom.
Oh yes, when in his barmaid outfit, yes.
Oh, that's lovely.
Oh, that's glorious!
Oh boy.
all right. Hang
Oh,
I don't know how to deal with that.
fantastic.
on. Hang on.
Hold on.
I love the fact that they've stuffed the. Yep, that happened.
Put a couple cantaloupes in there.
Yeah,
Good to go.
exactly. All right, let's get everybody over.
There you go.
Since it doesn't exist yet, you guys are just going up here, right here.
That's for chat. That's what we're seeing. Congratulations. There's your Chuckles.
No.
Bam. No, we could get rid of that now.
And then players summon.
Summon the players.
Oh.
Oh yes.
He's got 4.
He's got 4 whole mugs. Where's
Yeah,
the cow?
he's a bar. They're not all for him. He's serving.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
For everyone that hasn't been seeing this, Saltmarsh is slowly getting bigger and more glorious as the days go on.
It is true.
It is
Yes.
a group
The
effort
southern-
of building, and it's fantastic.
The southern portion is looking fabulous. Northern portion, we have some work. Oh,
We have
It's
it.
coming up.
oh, the
It's
bridge!
coming along.
The awful bridge of stomach-dropping awfulness.
Yeah, I think Zell is going to do his thing again and not
Ah.
take the bridge. He doesn't
try to-
feel like that.
Just
He's
try to
just going
run
to
as
druid
fast
craft.
as he can across the bridge. Ah.
He's going to druid craft and go across.
At
Well, the
this
question
point, you don't
is-
need to roll
question is-
anymore.
The question is, PJ, did Korth
Well
feel anything on the bridge?
Of course not.
Do
Why
you all
would,
bring it up?
why
to
would
him?
they?
I still didn't really bring it up. He just kind of makes an awful like noise at some point in the middle of the bridge. Speeds up even faster.
Like, yeah,
Of
I
course, just casually walks across the bridge.
honestly, I didn't feel like experiencing that this time, so I'm sorry I went the other way.
I don't blame you. If I could just walk across the water like that, I'd do it too.
You all are being very dramatic. What's with me?
It
Do you
doesn't
not-
feel like your
Nothing, by
stomach
the
is
way.
dropping when you go across the bridge?
No.
Oh. I guess it really
How-
is just us, huh?
Really, it's just us, huh? Okay. That's not concerning at all.
Nope. Oh, look, there's the tower.
Let's get to the tower.
I can't spell, but well.
Yes.
Where is this tower?
It's
It's over there to
over
the
this way.
northwest.
It's over here.
Yum.
Imagine more houses along this road.
No, actually, this is the amount of houses it's supposed to have.
Oh,
It's
okay.
really empty, honestly.
It's really empty. I need to. Don't worry, we're gonna have to fill this in with some actual grass and foliage at some point then.
Oh yeah, we have to,
Oh,
definitely have to
absolutely.
put some stuff in there. But yeah, that's the amount of houses for the original Salt Marsh map. If you want to add more, we could absolutely keep putting more in.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, it's been 2 years, so it's
Yeah.
entirely possible that Salt Marsh has built up more. Or things have been torn down.
Oh.
Okay. I mean, I can read. So, what does the board say?
Which one of you can
All
read?
right,
Which one of you?
the board. All right, on the board there are 2 tasks available.
Okay.
The first one is for rescuing a captive. And the second one is for recovering some stolen goods.
Okay. I mean, if we have to pick one, I think I'd rather save somebody than just find some stuff.
Yeah. But rescuing a person seems.
Who said we only have to pick one? Let's grab them both.
I suppose you're not wrong.
Maybe we'll get lucky and they will both be where we need to go.
That would be easier. Yeah. Okay. Do we just go in and ask for details, or I've
course,
never done this before.
Of course, just goes to the board
Uh,
and tears off the notices.
Can
They're mine now.
Korth read common?
Yes. Korth
Okay.
can read and speak like 5 languages.
Glorious. All right, so the captive has been essentially the notice says wanted for rescue from suspected bandits in the forest, and the other one says the town wizard has put a bounty on some goblins that raided his tower in the middle of the night and departed for the marsh.
Okay.
You think we would have heard a goblin raid?
I mean, we don't know how old that is. It could have been from before we came here.
That's fair.
Also, if the goblins were quiet, maybe nobody noticed until now.
Yeah. I mean, that seems like something we could do.
Indeed. Let's So shall we take care of that first, and then come back to attempt to look
Just to
through
sh-
their files on if they have any on Yenin? Then
You keep bringing up this Yenin. Who is Yenin?
just what I'm trying to find out. Apparently part of an old adventuring party that came through here a few years ago. Apparently assisted in helping to save the town from something, then turned around, got himself a cult, and has been terrorizing the seas around here ever since.
Yeah, I mean, originally we came here because there was this notice about some work on the ships, but then the incident happened and then we didn't do that.
Sent an assassin. Assassin killed the councilman. Assassin was probably sent by Yenin. So, the more we know about this Yenin, the more likely we are to be able to stop him, I'm assuming.
Korth is just staring at you, Soul, like blankly.
Okay.
Is Yenin a problem we have to now deal with?
Yes.
Okay. Fine.
I mean, they just wanted us to invest, like what Miss Copperlock said, that she just wants us to continue investigating it to figure out exactly what happened. And, you know, any other details that we can get. I think that's kind of our standing thing right now, is just learn what we can about why and who and where and such.
Which unfortunately sort of makes Yenin our problem until, I suppose, it's no longer our problem. Anyway.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That reminds me, Solus,
Yes.
do you want to fight?
Sorry?
I have not had a good sparring match in a while. And you look strong. Not like Bird and short person.
That's Zell. But yes, I'm not that much of a fighter right now.
I mean, I suppose if we are part of the guard now, part of being the guard is keeping yourself physically fit. Training is probably for the sure.
Hawks and Gravity, thank
Korth
you
is
so
just
much for the
smiling,
raids.
A very disturbing smile on a lizard folk with all those sharp teeth.
Thank you guys so much for the
Regrets
raids.
choices.
Welcome, raiders. As we're playing D&D, I can't talk too much, but
maybe
hello
we should
and welcome.
go
How are you all
Not
doing?
in front of the building to do that?
How
Perhaps,
are you all?
yes,
Welcome.
perhaps not in front of the building.
Oi,
Oh,
what are you two talking about?
Bounties, sparring, guard stuff. Question mark.
who
I mean, we
who
have
are you?
I just work here. I'm a guard, but
I just work here.
we can't have you fight. I heard you folks were a part of the town guard now, but we can't have you fighting right in front of the tower. It's kind of a bad look.
No.
No
Of
one
course
said fighting here, just fighting eventually.
Oh, okay. Well, our boys could always use a good ass beating, I guess. So just let us know if you ever want to fight. I guess. I'm not like in charge or anything, but it sounds like fun.
It's like, please come beat my ass.
I'll look through the guard. Is there a training area?
I mean, we've got a makeshift thing in the back, but
That'll work.
yeah, as long as it's just not right out here, it kind of looks bad.
Which is, of course, all looks like which is, probably means they have proper training weapons as well. I'd rather neither of us actually injure each other with our
Yeah.
current weapons.
Yeah, if we're gonna go out on that rescue mission, I'd rather not have to use all my spells bringing you guys back up before that.
We're all taking the fun out of it.
I mean, when we're not about to go rescue people, we could do that, I suppose.
Oh, are we going to rescue them now?
I don't know, but we were
Well, I
talking like we were.
I imagine the person who is currently a captive is under a lot more of a that's a ticking clock. The stolen item can wait longer than, I don't know, a person that could be attacked or killed or worse by a bunch of bandits.
By the way, Korth looks back at that guard as they walk away.
Oh no,
And
they
just
sprinted
turn-
away from you fucking freaks.
Looks back to the group and just says, "Can I eat?"
No! What? What? No! That's a
We don't
person.
normally eat people.
You don't normally eat people.
I mean, do you normally eat people?
Depends.
Depends on what.
On the situation. There are many situations in which eating other people is absolutely fine.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't eat you. Don't worry, you're useful.
Oh. That, thanks.
Who said that?
That is ridiculous.
I think that came from inside.
That came from inside somewhere.
Oh, hi.
Brom walks out and says, "I prefer if you refrained from eating sentient humanoids."
What if they're dead?
Well, who am I to argue with another culture?
Ow.
But once again, please be considerate.
I think Soul. I don't know if you heard it. I tried to make it audible enough for the mic to pick up. Soul just slammed his hand into his face.
I
Era
heard a little
is
slap, yeah.
hiding behind Sol and looking a bit worried.
Look. All right.
Worried chirps.
Soul's just kind of sees Aaron kind of just moves his tail kind of in front of her a little bit, sort of like, I guess attempting to be reassuring. It's not working, I'm sure.
Look, I promise I will not eat sentient people while they're alive.
Okay.
That's a start, I guess.
This is a start.
What the fuck are they talking about out there?
They're talking about eating you. Just closes the door.
No.
Y'all run into the corner. Now terrified of this new group that you just let become guards.
Yeah. So everybody knows we're guards now. Great.
Soul's head in his hands like, I think it's like, well, there goes any fucking progress I'd made with half of these people. Okay.
Yeah. Soul?
Yes.
I think we've been trying to do this for like 2 days now, but did you want to go to Miss Sandra's place?
Zendros, yes, we need to pick up that item from Zendros. Let's do that, then let's go find this poor captive and get them away from the bandits.
Yeah, that
And then-
sounds like a good idea.
Yep.
Is
Order
there a blacksmith in town?
I imagine there is.
I've heard some clanging, but I don't know where it's at. I think it's just across the bridge, though. I don't know
Bridge
where.
Just crossed that made you all feel sick?
Yes, that one.
That bridge.
Okay.
If you want to go find it, we can meet back up at the inn before we head out, and we'll go to Miss Sandra's, and you can go there.
One wants me to stab him. Not stabbing my companion.
Sure.
Not
Got
at
it on
this.
the kneecap.
The only companion I will be stabbing at any point currently is Clown. And only if I have to. If I stab the big lizard man, I think he'll kill me. I'm not stabbing.
Might be consequences.
Might be
Yeah.
consequences to stabbing Court.
See,
Right.
Bundle just wants to murder everyone. And that's
Yep.
why he's not here, because he would just start stabbing.
I'm really worried about bringing him into the campaign now.
As you should be with any new player. Or every player.
Or just anyone named Mundle.
Especially Mundles. The
Yes.
Mundles of the world.
All right.
Be afraid.
Yes.
So,
I'm still trying to decipher
Well-
his upside down text right now.
Ah, yes.
all right.
Good.
He's bringing communist Lenny faces into my chat. Just
Oh, not Lenny. Get Lenny out of here.
Alright, so I'm gonna go with Soul to
Just-
Zandros.
All right.
That'll go well. Yes, let's bring the person who helped vandalize her shop.
I repaired a bit of her shop at least.
you did.
We'll see how
I
that goes.
attempted to. Yeah, shush. Don't make me bring out the big spells for you.
Look, it's either go big or go home. I was prepared for this man to die 7 episodes ago. Borrow time.
Let's see how upset she is about some of us being here.
Yeah.
Korth,
Yes.
roll a dexterity saving throw.
Oh God.
You son of a bitch.
Oh no.
Roll it.
Yep.
Oh,
Still getting used to Tailspire controls. Hold on.
there was a chair there.
Wait, there was a
That's
chair
right.
there?
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't even see. I was trying to take the roof off so I could actually see.
Just kind of walks in and sits down in this chair, and the chair just crumbles underneath them.
That chair.
Yeah,
They manage to
that chair.
stand up in time before as it just disintegrates.
It was the chair. Oh, yeah, we broke one of those chairs before.
I had
Is that the one
attempted to
we
fix
broke?
it, but I don't have mending, so I druid crafted the chair.
You just sat in the chair we broke.
It was the one that Clown just kicked for no
Oh.
reason.
I was upset. Things were going on. You can't blame me.
Yeah.
A little bit.
A little bit. I can blame you for a lot of things.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Apparently, Mund has people he's not going to kill and people who are expendable.
Oh, wait.
That's-
Who is on the list that's not... Oh, no, actually, who's the expendable list here? I mean, Plown, obviously.
He would never kill Era, Soul, or Zal. The
Yeah.
others are
Yeah.
expendable.
Like, I don't know if I want to say this.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But it's nice to not be on the kill list, I suppose.
Yeah, isn't it?
So y'all walk in. Korth immediately walks over to this chair, and it disintegrates underneath them. The rest of you see Zandros is talking to a tiefling with a book, and they immediately stop talking as soon as the door is open, and just kind of turns, walks away.
PD, I think someone deleted some of the floor.
No, I'm not seeing any floor deleted.
Oh, okay. I've got a glitch. All right, it just hasn't loaded fully for me for some reason. All right, we're good.
Yeah,
We've
I
got
can
a
pull you
glitch.
out, pull you back in.
That's fine. We'll be fine as long
Oh
as
yeah.
I'm not gonna.
Definitely.
I don't think I'm walking over there, so we're gonna be fine.
Yep, that's a glitch.
Yeah, 100%. I haven't seen that one before.
Yeah, that's first.
I've seen it. It's been happening more and more often.
Mm.
And Zandros kind of says, "Oh, welcome back," and then kind of looks at Korth and says, "Did you intend to break my chair?"
No.
So she's like,
Kind of eyes you up and down, sizes you up. You feel some strange presence trying to lift you. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to grab you. And she comes over to the chair. Sets it back upright. And you see her casting magic on it. And you see the broken leg sort of just form back into the chair.
Oh, that's handy.
This chair a trap?
Soul is remaining very silent, just staring away from the chair like I.
I must apologize for that. It seems that some of the local furniture isn't as durable as we're used to.
That is why we make furniture out of bone.
That is a durable material, yes.
I don't think
Until
it's
it
that
ages.
durable though. Really, it's pretty brittle. It's good for fertilizer though. I know that.
So,
Hi.
Depends
What
on
can I
what
do for
creature
you?
you're making it out of.
I believe you have an item for me. You
Oh,
told me to
yes,
return
you
after
did. You did put in your deposit for access to our shipments, and we have received a shipment. So, all right, let me roll this real quick. Great, treasure table by table. Yes.
Oh, and for course, Zendros is a very large, intimidating brick of a tiefling woman.
Oh yeah.
This token does not do her justice.
No. Even the soul token wouldn't do her justice right now.
No.
So, Korth, this tiefling that just sized you up, and somehow magically you felt her lifting you. She is a little over 6 foot, so shorter than you, but she is stacked. Like, roll an insight check.
Soul
Okay.
looks like a tiny baby. This woman.
18.
Yeah, you're pretty sure you couldn't take her in a one-on-one fight.
Built like a brick shit house.
Brick house.
Shit brick, yes.
All right, so she says, I have received the following items in the shipment. I received a magical greatsword, a
Okay.
bard instrument, a spell scroll, a wand, and several potions.
Well, that's-
Due to your overpayment, I'd be willing to give you one or two of the potions as cost paid.
Do you know what sort of magic is on the greatsword?
It's merely a magical weapon. It's been honed by the wizards.
I see. Okay.
Mechanically, it's just a +1.
Yeah. Let's see. And what sorts of potions are there?
There's a potion of storm giant strength, a supreme healing potion, a superior healing potion. Also, that instrument, holy crap, I can't believe I just rolled that.
What is the instrument? Oh god, what's the instrument?
It's
I
the,
don't think-
the Focculan Bandalore.
Oh shit! Nice.
Damn,
Nice.
too bad none of us turned fucking bard.
Wait. On top of that, you rolled a potion of storm. Isn't that a legendary potion as well?
It is.
Yeah, the
Okay.
one that. Yeah, you keep rolling that one. I'm just throwing that out there.
Too bad none of us are a bard. So she said. So if I want to make sure I'm understanding it correctly. She said I can pick an item, and then she's also willing to give me a couple of the potions.
Yeah. She'll give you the superior and the supreme healing potion as cost paid.
That's cost paid. Oh god.
She
so-
pulls them out from under the desk and puts them on the table.
Okay.
Doop.
Great sword or the potion of giant strength.
Storm Draft,
That's-
that's a 29 to your strength score if you
Oh, and
get
then
that.
what does the wand do?
It's a wand of magic detection.
That's also pretty useful.
Could be very useful.
It's very useful.
Yeah, I can't detect magic like that, so that would be useful.
And he also kind of looks and sounds like, well, what do you think?
I mean,
B.
it kind of depends on the cost, doesn't it?
It does.
Miss, how much is the sword and the wand?
Well, I've already technically prepaid to take. I can take any of this I want. I gave her gold already.
Oh, right.
No,
right.
you paid for the access.
Oh,
Because you overpaid, she's giving you the 2 healing potions for free.
oh, I see. Okay, so I've stopped to pay for. Okay, that does depend on the cost, doesn't it?
Yes. So how much are they?
All right, the wand, in common. Go ahead and roll me a D100.
Boop, boop. Boop. Roll low. 54.
The wand will run you 354 gold pieces.
Oh, oh.
Well,
And go ahead and roll the D100 for the greatsword.
you could do that, Zol, since that's more for you, if anything.
$353 gold pieces.
Actually,
Pretty
kind of
much
impressive.
equal.
Really impressive.
that was amazing. Wow. God, how much do I have here?
I kind of like turn to Zol and be like, I mean, I think
Alright,
with
What if,
the
what if
robe
our-
we could probably afford both of them, but I don't know if we want to spend all of that right now.
That's true. And then
Era
the
will.
potion of for the giant strength potion, I'm gonna roll again. Just.
So for the potion of Storm Giant Strength, go ahead and roll 10 D100.
And
Ooh, that's a wad of dice.
So that would run you 50,453 gold
Oh
pieces.
fuck! Okay, that's not happening. Oh my god! Alright, so it's the wand or the sword. Good god.
There is still the scroll.
Oh, there's a
The
scroll.
spell scroll.
Yes. What is the spell scroll?
That is a spell scroll of Holy Aura.
holy aura. I don't know
Yes.
what that does. What does that spell do? I'm not familiar with it.
Creatures of your choice in a 30-foot radius cast a spell, shed dim light in 5-foot radius, and have advantage on all saving throws.
Oh, that's not terrible, no.
Not terrible.
Yep.
Wow.
And then it gets even better.
Yeah, it does.
All other creatures have a disadvantage on attack rolls against them until the spell ends. In addition, when a fiend or undead hits an affected creature with a melee attack, the aura flashes with a brilliant light. The attacker must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or be blinded until the spell ends.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Okay,
Okay,
so
that got significantly better.
How much would we have to roll to determine the expense of that?
all the d10s.
All of
I-
all of the deep. All of
That would be roll me 2d100, please.
okay.
56.
Gosh,
56.
your luck. 2,556 gold pieces.
That's still a lot.
No, that's a lot of money.
We're probably
Um,
still the sword or the wand.
I mean, the wand is nice, but I think maybe if you want to, we should get the sword for you.
I mean, I
Wait.
have swords and I have tridents. We seem to run across a lot of magic.
True. It was 354. He kind of looks down at his cloak and he's like, "Yeah, I have that one there, and I have this much on me here." I'll kind of reach down to the patch of the bag of gold and I'll pull that one off, and I have a sack of 100 gold. I have
Right.
this, and we just got the 100, so I have 100, 200, and
I'll chip in.
37.
I can chip
Okay.
in 100 easy.
Yara would
Okay.
also hold out
Especially
her
with what you
bag of
got.
gold.
Okay, I'll put in 200 toward it, and then 100 from Soul, and then the 54 from Era, I guess.
Here we go.
Okay,
Cell has
there you go.
Cell has a wand.
And I'll just take it and be like, put it on the counter. You can't. Like, I love that the height difference. He actually has to like tippy toe to look over the counter and place it. And like, I would like the wand, please.
Korth just grabs the back of Zell's coat and just lifts him up.
Okay, you know what? This is okay.
It
Can I
weighs
have
nothing.
the wand, please?
It's literally effortless. And she pulls the wand out from under the desk and places it on the counter next to the potions.
Korth gives Zell a slight minor shake at the disbelief of how light they are.
Don't. No.
Don't shake.
Minor? It's fine. You're fine.
Okay.
No, okay. Korth, roll strength.
Okay.
Just to see how minor.
Just a regular
shake,
strength
baby.
check or athletics?
Just a regular strength check.
Okay.
Don't shake, baby.
Gold. We can do that.
Come on, buttons. Do.
Let's see it.
Oh boy.
Oh,
7.
That's still a
Okay,
7.
You very lightly shake Zell.
time when a low roll is a good thing.
Hi. Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of small. I don't really. Yeah. Weigh a lot.
You weigh nothing, which is very disturbing.
Okay. Could you put me down now?
Korth just lightly sets Zell down with a disbelieving look.
Thank you.
Anyway, yes, take the wand and the 2 potions.
Oh. Nice to see that he's showing up here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've noticed that too.
Hmm?
He did say he was doing it.
He did say he was coming back.
Right.
He's not. I'm not gonna have him do anything.
Thank you.
Except maybe for the one shot, or not the one shot, the Halloween special. If you're okay with that.
Oh, something's happening.
I mean-
I'm like looking around the map. I'm like, what? Who's back?
He kind of fits the spooky theme.
Well, Ham, I guess I'll have to run you through the Halloween thing so you can see what I'm planning.
Okay. I'll look at the sword. Like, if you really want the sword, we could do it. I have enough here.
I'm not committed to the idea, really. If we could definitely use other gear. I have several weapons already.
Soul just collects weapons.
So I'll just collect them. Yeah, it's just like
Speaking
Okay,
of which, Steven, you need to look at your chat. Somebody redeemed something.
Oh, you're right. I bet you did. I bet you did. Oh, you did. I did see that. I was like, oh, son of a bitch. I hate you. Mundle, you ridiculous man. Okay. Um, I'm gonna work that in, but it's gonna be natural. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
What did you
And
do? I'm on your side. What did you fucking do?
I'll walk
Oh,
over and be like, okay, that was nice. Is there anything else that we need?
sorry,
Is
sorry.
is is that is that retainer just once, or do we keep that going?
The retainer is for Mr. Soul.
Oh, right.
Mhm.
And it continues. It effectively affords them indefinite access to our shipments, which come in on a regular basis.
Oh, I see. Okay, this wasn't going. Am I gonna have to pay again to see these again?
So
That's most. That's uh. That's very nice. I suppose then will be dropping by again later on at some point.
Oh, please do. It's always a pleasure to see you.
mhm.
Thank you.
At that, Era kind of shrinks back a little bit, just.
Soul's just like, I'm terrified. I fear for my life.
I,
Um,
I take it that your clown friend has been taken by the town guard finally. I see they're not with you.
they tried. We evaded them. Not because of us. No. We were. Trust me. At this point, we're trying to find him to bring him back to the town guard ourselves now.
I
Seems they
see.
might have a hand in some of the nonsense going around the salt marsh right now. Unfortunate. Anyway.
I figured that thing was no good, but alas, I'm a businesswoman and I'll deal with anyone who's got the coin.
He's not a thing. He's a person.
Well, I guess if anything, since we're a part of the town guard now, if you hear anything about him or he shows up, let us know so that we can try and stop him.
Oh, so you've been inducted into the guard.
More or less.
Sort of.
And what's really funny is she can only see the top of your staff.
Yep. He's taking he's taking Orish and he's just kind of waving it up like yeah as he's talking to like let them know that it's him talking.
And she's responding to the staff. She says, if I see any sign of that thing, I will be sure to notify you. I would like somebody to pay for that chair that he destroyed.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, I kind of look like, you think we should tell Chuckles?
Probably he'll just be more pissed. I think he told us that he stopped by the very large robot person stopped by and paid for some of his stuff already, right?
There's a very large robot person here in town.
Yes.
Yes.
Is this creature for sale?
No.
I mean, for
We'd
that
have
price.
to ask him, her, them.
Oh, so
I-
it's sentient enough that it can bargain for itself.
He's
He's
definitely a
currently
person.
employed at the inn, so.
Hold on. This is happening now.
He's currently employed at the inn. So,
But I
you know.
figure if you give the inn a good enough price, you could probably get a great deal for it.
Oh, so it belongs to the inn.
Well, I don't think the inn actually owns
Oh,
him.
hello!
I-
I didn't expect to see you here.
Oh, we were just talking about you.
Oh my.
Hello, Chuckles.
Hello.
You can ask it yourself.
What's happening? Oh, hello.
Oh, oh
Oh,
my.
I don't even see
This-
Chuckles. Oh, Chuckles.
Joking. Maybe it'll pop in.
Well, no. Here, let me pull you out of the map and pull you back in.
I am broken.
Yeah, broken is broken. You're next, comrade. Look, I love that Mundle is literally jumping between everyone's chats and just screwing with everybody.
Oh, absolutely.
It is a very Mundle thing to do.
It is. It is. Hey, I can see Chuckles now. Yay.
And there's no
Right.
holes in the map. Joy.
So we have for Mundle's question. We have Chuckles larger for just the effect, but no, that I think him and Korth are about the same size. Chuckles is like 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah, with Korth now has Chuckles now has 3-inch heels on though.
Yeah, that is true. He's got some height on him now.
As
Now,
if he wasn't tall enough as it is.
are you for sale?
I I mean, I don't think I've ever done that kind of work, but I mean, I could be for sale.
Oh, and how much would you find? Well, your owners find for your worth.
Let's see. Let's fucking see what Chuckles thinks.
Soul is just staring at
Mm.
at the desk there, like I am not comfortable with this conversation.
I would say 19,400 gold would do about right.
What would that mean in
Oh, and
Austria?
that would be paid to the inn, as I understand you belong to them.
Oh
No,
no!
I am my own person. My name is Chuckles.
Oh,
Hi, I am
so you're
Melissa.
sentient and free.
Yeah, just about.
And
It's okay,
are
Soul.
you magical?
I mean, as magical as my kind can be. I am just, how you say, I think they call me a robot with a soul.
Oh, I try not to deal in souls. They get messy.
That is fair.
She just kind of walks off.
Yeah, so I rolled a 24 to see if he noticed you being visibly uncomfortable with the situation.
There it is. There, answer him now.
Soul just stares at Cord like, what? What? I think we have overstayed our welcome, and it is time to thank you very much for the wand and the potions. We'll be back later. I think we need to go rescue the captive.
Yeah,
Oh.
that sounds like a good idea.
Okay,
Yeah,
goodbye.
somebody made that squawking sound, just by the way. That was I made that sound, but no, I've decided now he also made that sound. He's gonna just leave. He's gonna run away. Because it's time to fucking run.
Era will just mimic rescue and follow Soul.
To answer Bundle's question, also, yes, he is now very bright red. I don't know about burning, but extremely very. He is now as red as Zendros. Normally.
Okay, goodbye.
Never.
Fare thee well, sentient robot.
But, hey, question. Do you have any part-time positions? I have more time. I am a robot after all, so I don't have to sleep necessarily. Do you need like a stalking boy / girl or whatever you may need?
Unfortunately, I only employ tieflings from my homeland.
Fair enough. Adios.
Fare thee well.
Chuckles fucking disappears. He sprints back to the inn.
Oh, no. I'm a tiefling. We turn red sometimes. It's a thing that we do.
Pete, I'm gonna
Like-
check. Is the druidic that I wrote still there?
Let me see.
fucking Christ.
Yes, yes, it is.
Okay, I'm gonna get rid of it then. The druid craft and resettle the soil so that it's no longer written in there.
All right.
I had looked at chat to like answer a question and then turned back and all I saw was did she want to mate with you?
This is
I
happening.
looked away for 5 seconds. Oh god. uh,
He seems like a perfectly well-built maid. I don't understand.
I'm not. Look, that's great. That's fine. You look, then maybe for you, that's great. But
I don't think. I am not interested. But I figured she obviously was, so I was curious as to your proclivities.
I don't know. Look. I don't have a lot of experience. Okay, can you not? Can we move on?
You seem very upset for something that should be very simple.
So,
Look,
Korth,
help me.
Korth, the note, the thing that has the information, does it say where we can possibly find them? We should probably head out.
I was hoping to find a blacksmith. Sure.
Oh, right. Let's go do that then.
Let's
And
do that.
he'll
Yep,
kind of
blacksmith.
walk up and pull Soul and keep going.
Thank you. Very grateful.
All right.
Very grateful.
Aaron just follows very confused.
So here was uncomfortable because of the whole like talking about a person being owned situation.
Yeah, totally different.
Korth comes out of complete left field. Like,
Ugh.
I have a data point of 1.
Petey, did you build the blacksmith?
I have not built the blacksmith yet.
All right,
I
give
should
me
have built the blacksmith
if you
by
give
now.
me 30 seconds, I can give you a blacksmith.
All right. You can
All right.
have GM.
I gotta go grab it. I'll come on back to the main menu. Which one did I build it in? It's in the Wanderer's campaign. I'm stealing that blacksmith. Very simple, very quick.
I don't have a good laughing emoji in my chat. Problem.
Everybody in my thing gets to view a totally different map for no reason.
Yeah, no reason.
Maps that they definitely haven't been to before.
That may never. Who knows? They might. If you remember, do you remember the name of the town that is currently covered in elementals?
I don't actually remember the name of the town, but
cool town.
Evanwood.
Evanwood, that's right.
I love the fact that, Rainier showed up.
Rainier,
Looks good.
I will. Yeah, you'll have to run me through what you have planned for Halloween because Rainier's kind of the perfect character to even just initiate something like that.
Okay, pull that back up.
Well-
and Tailspire crashed. Of course it did.
Uh-oh.
They can't take it anymore.
It doesn't like me.
Captain.
It doesn't like me changing maps changing campaigns rapidly.
Yeah. So, Rainier, above board. Let's just say, you remember how Soul returned to us?
Yes.
You remember what they did?
Yes.
That is, that's the basis
Understood.
for the Halloween campaign.
Understood.
Okay. I
Oh,
will
no.
make a new board.
By the way,
Rainier.
Korth now believes that all smooth skins are sexually repressed.
It works.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's
What about Featherkin?
oh yeah, it's definitely not that. It's definitely has different sexuality or anything. not just like.
No, I mean, no one's told that. No one said that.
To be fair,
That-
he doesn't know.
Yeah, that'll work for now. It's not perfect, but it'll
I'm
do.
not joking. He has a data point
Wait,
of
no,
1.
I don't.
You just putting it here?
Not that she's
Oh
not
no, you're
attractive.
actually making it its own
She
room.
just doesn't generally think
Yeah.
about that. And is, the awkwardest man alive.
I mean, that's small enough. You could just bring it over to the
You
overview.
see? Okay, I'll do it in the overview
Yeah.
then. Overview.
But yeah, if
I'll,
Rainier
I'll
heard
just throw
about
it over the north area somewhere for now.
portals
Yep.
and going places, yeah, Rainier would be
It's like right
invested.
here.
Yeah, I gotta recopy that. Thankfully, I saved it in my notepad because I knew this might happen. Yoink. We'll put it right here at the edge of the thing because of
We all
reasons.
need flirting.
It'll move
Of course.
if it needs to.
Yeah, it's fine.
Korth
It's
is
just
totally.
a placeholder. There you go. Done.
Korth is totally
We have a blacksmith
gonna make it
Alright.
their job to find Soul an appropriate mate.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
no.
It also like, leave me alone. Stop it!
I'm not exactly sure where the blacksmith is, but and he'll kind of turn to Korth, like, just give me 1 second, and he is going to
I lost.
lift off the ground, get up high enough to look around, and see if he can spot the blacksmith from here.
Everybody else make intelligence checks.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know where everyone went. Oh, they're over there. Alright, I'll do this roll and then I'll find them.
Put that away. Whoa.
Korth knows everything.
Apparently.
Oh,
Oh, I know nothing.
you know nothing.
Korth has an innate interest in blacksmiths. So, of course,
Trash
they
there.
remember that they walked right past it leaving the town hall.
Wasn't it over here?
Okay. And then he'll before he takes off, he'll just keep walking and say, okay, never mind. Where in the living hell did I just get here for?
How the hell?
I'm outside the front gate, if that says anything.
We run across the bridge.
How did you do that?
I didn't. I did nothing except step
Here,
forward.
let me bring you back.
I got it.
Run across the bridge.
Nope. Now screw that white dice. I'll do this again.
Korth playing matchmaker is something I did not expect, and I'm fucking living for it now. I'm like, this is great.
Alright, let me... Oh, do I remember who was my blacksmith? Oh, yes,
was
yes, I do. I
the-
remember.
Yeah, I remember the blacksmith
The little old lady and
and her son
her son.
with the special anvil. Remember that part.
Yep.
Hello.
Yeah, her son's not going to be here.
It comes off the roof. Okay. It's the dragon.
No, it's an entirely different nightmare person.
Oh, he's not that bad.
No, actually, comparatively, yeah, Rainier is not that bad.
Oh, that's what that is. Okay.
All right, ready to go.
But it's foreshadowing, guys. It's foreshadowing. We're doing storytelling.
Korth, hi, ma'am. Korth, she's in here.
Oh, hello. What can I do for you?
Thank you.
You are the blacksmith?
Oh no. My son handles the duties, and I merely run the shop.
Oh. Can I use your forge?
Do you have the skill?
I show her the axe and the scale mail that I'm wearing and the shield that I have. I made all of my own equipment.
Oh my. She's getting extremely close to you, examining the fine details and the craftsmanship. Oh, that's very fine. Oh, I'm glad he's not here. You're more than welcome to use the forge. You'd have to purchase your materials, of course, but if you'd like some employment.
Well, I already technically work for the town guard, but sure. I am looking to build my own set of plate armor, but I do not have the money for the materials.
Well,
So if you need help with some of the money, I can help you.
Miss,
you-
how much do you think the materials to craft that would cost in this area?
one moment. Da-da-da.
See what you're doing there.
Value of plate. Da-da-da.
It's pretty
All right.
expensive.
So
We do it,
1,500 gold pieces in terms of made. The cost of 50 pounds of raw metal would be about 500 gold pieces.
Mm.
I would say for raw materials, it would run you about 700 to 800 gold pieces. Of course, if you don't have the money for it right now, you can work for me and pay down some of the cost.
Oh god.
I turned to Zell. I only have 100 gold that I got paid from the dwarf woman.
If it's something that you really want, I don't mind helping. I can. It's kind of awkward right now. He looks
Why?
down and sees what he has in the robe that the Chuckles gave him, and he's like, he's looking at that, and he's like, yeah, I could pull out. I have enough. It's kind of odd, and he'll look at her and be like, would you take gems?
Oh, of course. Any raw materials are always welcome here.
Okay. Let me look at this real quick. He'll
Here we go, roll some
actually pull
gems.
one patch off of the bag of gems. I'll minus
All right.
one there. Well, actually, I won't minus it. I'll just note it what is in there, and he'll start looking through it to see what kind of gems he has. Specifically, he kind of knows that he's gonna need certain types, specifically diamonds eventually. So he doesn't want to give those away, but the other ones he'd be willing to give away if there's any diamonds in there per se.
All right. So, how many bags of gems did you have?
There's 3 on the robe. I'm only taking one of them out, and there's 10 gems per bag.
All right. So 3 on the robe. Okay. Gemstones. Holy crap! There's a boatload of gemstones.
Yes, there is.
Da-da. 1 times 5e. They're 100 gold piece gems.
Yes. So each bag's worth 1,000. Technically.
Jesus. And you have more.
I have
Man,
multiple. Yes.
y'all have been rolling crazy for them random treasure drops, huh?
Yeah.
That's an understatement. You should have
Yeah.
seen all the stuff that was on that robe. Let's see. There's 3, where's my sheet at? 3 bags of gems, 3 coffers of silver worth 500 silver apiece. Couple ladders, some horses, and a window.
All right. So diamonds are 5,000 gold piece gems.
Baby. We should have just tried to give Central Philly fucking diamonds. Fuck. Gotten all the treasure.
So that would mean for these gemstones, for 100 gold piece bag, would be agate, azurite, quartz, hematite, lapis, malachite, or Indian.
So there would be no diamonds at all in there.
No.
Okay, that's fine. How much did you say it was again for the raw materials?
Depending on his skill and how much waste he has, it would be between 700 and 800 gold pieces of raw materials.
Okay. I'll look at Court and be like, that's a lot. Do you want to look around and see if we can buy raw materials anywhere else? He says hushly towards Court.
Wow.
I'm saying hushly, thank you.
Still right in front of her fucking face.
Yeah.
Hey, it's business. I don't usually have a lot of money, and I don't want to just throw it all away. Well, not throw it away, but use it all at once. Oh,
Can't hear you.
what's that?
What's that, dearie? I can't hear you.
Oh, I'm just asking my friend here a question. That's all.
I'll give you some privacy then.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Fourth above board, it would take, considering you put in 1 to 2 hours of work a day, it would take you about a week to manufacture this plate armor.
Right. If you are willing to help, I would accept it, but I would also want. But if you cannot, I understand.
No, it's not that I cannot. It's just that okay, I have a lot, and it's weird because I've never had this much before, and I want everyone to be able to get something with it because we all worked hard to get it. So
I
if
understand.
possible, I just want it to go spread around. And I'll look over to the lady and be like, okay, can we have my friend here start the process, and I can give you probably half of it right now, if that's okay. And then when he finishes, I can definitely get you the other half.
Yes, half would certainly get enough materials to start work.
Okay. I'll pull out 3 random gems and be like, this should be enough. It's 300 gold right now, or do you want? No, I'll pull out 4. Here, 400 for it right now. Is that okay? 400 worth.
Most definitely. I'll have my son fetch the materials, and they'll be ready for you tomorrow.
Okay.
And given that I am a craftsman, I am more than happy to help around the shop whenever I have the free time, but I do have other duties.
Oh yes, of course. Anytime you want to come in and put in work, I'd be happy to pay you for your labor.
We have a few jobs to do for the guard, but whenever we come back, I will be more than happy to put a few hours of work in.
Oh, splendid. Splendid.
Okay. I'll turn. That's good. All right. Did you need anything?
No.
I mean, anybody else that needed anything? I'm good. I didn't really use metal stuff too much. Plus, I have this neat wand now.
Again, I have more weapons than I know what to do with at the moment, so I think for now I am.
Dolus, would you like me to make you a set of armor?
I usually feel restricted in most heavy metal armors.
Well, what about something like the scale mail I am wearing? Would that be better?
Possibly? We shall see. Suit up yourself first. You seem to be more comfortable with armor. I am used to fighting without.
Okay.
You hear that, Korth? Soul is used to fighting naked.
Christ.
Canon.
That's what I meant, and you know it.
But is that what Korth understands?
Good point. That is a fair fucking point.
Oh.
Is Korth going to expect that Soul, when Soul actually gives in to
no.
the battle, that's going to be a battle?
Oh no. Oh no.
Okay,
Guess we'll find out.
we should probably start heading out in search of the person. Yes?
Yep. Well, not.
Are we heading to the forest, or are we going to kill the goblins first?
Let's
Well,
go to the...
what does the thing say? Does it say where we might be able to find them or anything? Like, is there any
Oh
information?
yeah, does it? Does it say?
Yeah,
It just
so-
says forest.
It specifically is referring to the Dreadwood to the north.
Oh,
Okay. Wait, we've been through there before. That's where the cabin was at, right?
Mud. I'm sorry.
Are you asking above board?
No, I was saying that to the group. Just like, I think that's where the cabin was at in that area.
In that area?
Well, I think that was to the north. Yeah, that was north. We went that way, right?
I believe so.
Aaron nods
Yes,
hesitantly.
Asking above board, yes. Is that?
Above board,
Above
yes.
board, yes. That's
Let's see.
that cabin is
Ooh, no.
absolutely in the Dreadwood.
Okay, then yes.
My
so
survival
I
check
think
was-
it was. I think it was.
Okay.
It's been a minute.
I guess we just go there. What? Just out of curiosity, is the goblins in the same area, or is that in a different area? The Korth, if he wants to read the other notes, since you
yeah,
stole
no,
them
absolutely.
both.
The goblins have gone to the Whole Marshes. So
I have no idea where that is. We'll have to figure that out.
I know where that is. I've traveled around the area a lot growing up.
Good point.
go ahead and roll history.
I mean, come on, marshes, lizard person. That's like meshing.
Yes, that's true.
Dirty 20.
A dirty 20. Okay, one moment while I actually get the proper location for you.
I do love that dirty 20s are everybody's go-to.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's
So
a natural 20 and a dirty 20. That's how it works.
Yep.
the marsh is to the south, actually where you spent a great deal of time.
Okay. Oh,
Technically, the lizard folk lair is in the Whole Marshes.
ooh, ooh.
Oh, that's out near. Oh yes, I know exactly where the goblins are. Well,
Okay,
Hmm.
that's
can-
good.
so do we want to go to the forest first to save your innocent bystander, as it were?
I mean,
Yeah.
it would be best to save the person before looking for some stuff.
Aaron mimics Saul and says, rescue.
I have a question though. If we have to fight something, can I eat them?
Depends on what it is. How about that?
I mean, worst case scenario, I can track down some different animals for you, if that's what you'd rather
Wow.
have too. Probably.
The entire town guard is showing up for some reason.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, rolled, like,
They all just came to start staring. It's a mainly human town with now four
It's a mainly
non-human-
dwarven town, actually. There's more dwarves here than anything else.
Oh, okay, well, last I
No, it was mostly human. The
What?
dwarves make up the second largest majority, but
Okay.
it is mostly human. Well, was mostly human.
the
Yeah.
dwarves don't
they're
look
all
that
just staring in
human.
awe, specifically because they heard tale of a fight club happening.
Well, now we're gonna have to Fight Club. We're gonna rescue our bystander. Find
Once
the
more.
more showed up. Find the missing object, and then we're gonna have our Fight Club. That's just gonna happen, isn't it? That's
Okay.
the order of operations here. It's what it looks like.
Alright.
We'll see
Well,
who sticks to that.
I remember the way to the woods, so I'll lead the way, I guess, and then
Please
start
do.
going.
Soul's gonna looks back at
Alrighty.
a massive crowd.
The whole crowd waves to you
Uncomfortably.
guys.
Like,
Come back.
Zell turns around and waves back. Hi. And just keeps walking. Off there.
Have fun.
uh-huh. Why were they staring at us?
I don't know.
Generally, staring's not good. Staring usually bad.
No, they're just all dumb humans.
There's
Stupid
any-
racist humans.
If there is any problems, it's simple. If they try to attack us, we'll kill them.
I mean, we don't have to kill them. We can just stop them.
You suck the fun out of everything.
I'm not saying don't fight them if you don't need to, but you don't have to go and take their life because they're being rude.
Era
We're
just
being nice,
chirps
they waved
softly.
at you guys. Because they were staring doesn't mean they hated you. They waved. They're very sweet.
They are.
You're about to meet the sweetest town guards in your life while I'm still here.
Well, Korth will definitely find out if they're sweet later.
Oh God.
Oh no.
I have ideas with Corey.
Or like
don't worry.
Tangy, probably.
Oh God.
Oh no.
Possibly gamey, but I mean, what do I know?
Slightly like pork.
Long pork.
Well,
Oh no.
that was always my like. I always laughed at that joke in Skyrim or other Elder Scrolls games where you come across a definite cannibal area and they just have pork everywhere. It's like, I know what you're making a joke about. you
The other white meat.
the other yeah.
I think
Other
they
white
did
meat.
last
other.
episode, although I wasn't there, but I believe so. Yeah.
Did.
Look, I'm not saying that I haven't thought about if the world went to shit, who I'd eat first. I definitely haven't thought about that at all.
I can't move.
Yeah, I was.
And no one can move.
Okay, good. Not
And,
just me.
he's
That's fine.
Petey's setting some
You-
up.
Gotcha.
Yes.
That's all good.
This is for us to. They're walking through the forest, and we're doing our little thing in the forest now.
Okay. Well, let's
Yes.
have some fun with this. So Korth, do you often just try to eat new things that you've never had before? Is that what it is?
Of course. If you haven't had something, you have to know what it tastes like.
I
Do
mean,
you?
I wouldn't say you have to know, but I understand what you're saying.
I mean, human is a little stringy, but it's quite tender most of the time.
Oh, so you have eaten people before.
Of course.
I mean, that's not something that I've done, so of course it's kind of different.
Era will just kind of look at Korth a little bit while they're walking.
Yeah. Like, I'm like, look, I'm watching you, buddy. I
Korth
might
is
be
just
part human.
Korth is just holding their chin, just thinking about like all the different things that they've eaten.
Saul has brought his tail a lot closer to his body now. It's like, and I'd rather not have parts sticking out of me that you might decide to nibble on.
Tiefling tail.
Tiefling tail?
It is tradition among my people that if a friend dies, you eat them to consume their strength.
Well,
Okay.
that,
I mean, I
that,
can
that explains.
kind
And
of
did that-
understand that.
And at that point, they're just a pile of meat. The soul is gone, so there's nothing but flesh left. The meat is delicious.
I mean, yeah, I understand that. That makes sense. I'm still personally not comfortable with eating a person, or well, maybe person's not the right word, but I'm not comfortable with eating people. But as long as you don't hurt someone just to eat them, I, I'm okay with it. I
Oh,
think.
of course not. I would never kill someone just to eat them. That would be wasteful. They may have usefulness while they're alive.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's the way to look at it.
Um, I I guess if I do die, you have my permission? I would just go back to the Earth anyway, so that does make sense.
So
Thank
looks
you.
at Zell like,
I mean, he
Can you
does have a
can
point. If I'm actually gone, I mean, you could bury my bones, but just at least leave the bones, okay?
I have a request then?
Uh,
If you die, could you make sure to die with your wings out?
uh,
I'm very curious as to how those taste.
so you watch Zell just stare at Gord like he's trying to resist the urge to smack him.
I can't guarantee that since it's a new function for me, but I can try.
Oh,
I
Lord.
appreciate the effort.
Yeah.
Or perhaps we don't consider the possibility that anyone's dying. No one is dying.
Well, I mean, you're
Everyone
right.
dies eventually.
I don't want that to be the case, but I mean, it's kind of like planning your funeral ahead of time, right? You know, I want to be buried or thrown into the ocean. I'm okay with this situation to a point.
So this everyone dies eventually.
I understand that, but
I mean, I am halfway through my life, so it's sooner rather than later.
Oh, halfway through?
Yes, I am already 24.
Is Korth
Oh.
going through all this because he's having a midlife, or they're having a midlife crisis?
yeah, is Gord's having a fucking crisis right now? You okay, buddy?
Blizzard folk don't have midlife crisis. It's fine.
Alright, so we're
Yeah, we're here. We should start looking, I guess. This is the same path we've been on before. Maybe we can find something?
yeah, we're gonna for some perception.
I'm
See
gonna,
if we see
I was like,
anything.
can I roll a survival to
Dirty
look
20.
for anything, I guess?
Yeah,
Let's
you
do
can
that.
you can roll survival. Dirty 20 soul. You got this chill going up the back of your spine like somebody's watching you.
Survival is 17.
Being watched.
Survival. You see that this track has been traveled recently by a cart.
Alright. I don't know if it's the ones we're looking for, but there was a cart or sorts or something with wheels that came here recently.
Right, well,
I rolled a 22 perception.
Hera also watched.
All right. 22 perception. You two have this like your feathers are standing on end.
Yep.
Alright.
Seeing the reaction from those two, I'm going to hold out my hand and summon Miria to my side.
It's like, look sharp, we're definitely being watched. So I'll kind of walk forward and he's just kind of scanning the forest for movement as he does so.
All right.
Yeah, Era will also
Your
be.
mirror in here real quick.
Pause for dragon.
Pause for dragon.
Pause for dragon. There is dragon.
Era will definitely also be on the lookout for anything unusual walking.
Yeah, I'm gonna I'm gonna follow this. I'll see where the tracks kind of lead us out. I'm just gonna follow where the tire marks go through and see if they go off road or if they stay on path.
All right. So the tracks pull off to the right, and Soul and Era make perception checks again.
Be like,
Actually, no. Make me a dexterity saving throw. Each of you.
Yep.
Okay.
Soul and arrow, you make them at advantage.
Ooh.
How do you do advantage
Dexterity.
again?
Hold
Just
shift.
roll it twice.
Or yeah,
Oh.
if you do the thing. That's right.
Okay.
You said dexterity saving throws?
Oh, oops.
Dexterity saving throws.
Oh, well,
Plus
thank
3.
goodness I've got another chance.
Ooh, 19.
At 22 total.
18 plus 5, 23.
14.
Alright. Cork,
Remove.
this arrow just skins right past you. And fuck. Right into this tree.
Coming.
Alright.
So,
Arrow skips oh, alright, I was waiting for if there's anything else you were saying there. That was it?
Arrow
And you
trying to
hear,
hit me. Incoming.
you hear a sharp whistle. Roll
Alright.
initiative.
Roll initiative.
oh.
And we probably all turned, I used to turn it towards like, oh shit. Roll initiative.
What was 16 plus
Ah.
3? 19 for Zell.
Alright, Zell is a 19. Let me start setting up initiative. Alright.
14.
19.
Alright, so
I accidentally rolled 13 against shit. Just delete
14.
it. It was 14.
So I think maybe I should be worried about Mundell after all, because he's apparently planning my funeral, asking if I'd be okay with being buried under a tree. You know what? Sure, Mundell. Era would be
who
fine
has
with
the higher
that.
dex out of Soul and Era?
Um,
Oh,
That-
Actually, you
that's
guys,
22. Mine was a 22.
because Soul, Era and Zell, Soul has a 22.
Yeah, I
Yes.
rolled a 22. A
I
dexterity.
rolled a 19 with,
Same.
and I have a 16 as my score.
Alright, so Zell and Era, because you rolled the same, you can choose who's going to go first. Between
Oh.
the two of you.
You go ahead, Era. I'll go left.
Oh, you're
after
asking
you.
initiative. You asked.
Okay.
Sorry, Soul's a 13
Yeah.
initiative. I thought you were asking for the dex saves.
Oh, yeah. And Korth, what did you get? You got
14.
14? Alright, so you're ahead of Soul. And yeah, Zell and Era, you can decide who goes first.
Okay.
Help.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's asking
Oh.
everyone.
Yeah, I
Oh.
got like 3 scenarios. He said, shouldn't they burn Zell and spread his ashes in the Starfield Ocean at night? I'm like, actually, that doesn't sound terrible for it.
yeah.
He wants to throw a soul in a
Apparently-
volcano.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, yep. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Sure.
Viking. Yeah, Viking funeral. I like that one.
Boy, I'm happy I'm not a streamer.
I mean, Mundell will
That's fine.
probably think of something for Korth as well, so
Oh,
Don't worry.
Give it time.
He has. He just hasn't said it yet. He
Yep.
said, I
Yep.
have
Alright.
the lizard era and Zell down.
okay, right, fantastic.
You are not exempt.
So, yeah, who's going first between Era and Zell?
Era goes first.
Okay. Boom. Fly turn order. Alright, so this arrow just skimmed right past Korth, just barely missing their armor. Chunks right into the tree, and you hear a sharp whistle.
Great.
Yep, there are archers up on the rock.
Oh. Okay, right.
Consider-
Let's see. Okay. I'll move a little bit forward and draw my short bow. Short bow. Why do I... Let's see. Does a 14 hit?
Does a 14 hit? Bloop. 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 Put that right there. Does a 14 hit? Yes, a 14 hits.
Fantastic. Oh wait, no, yes. How far away am I? I keep forgetting about that.
You're within 80 feet, so
Okay.
it's normal.
Fantastic.
I was checking for something else. So I was like, oh, wait.
Yeah, but I'm really bad at remembering that, so that was useful for me as well. Oh. Yep. That's
9
my
damage. Oh my.
This is where we learn that it turns out these are some serious bandits. We've made a mistake.
Oh boy.
Right?
Alright.
This is some level 5. This is some level 6 shenaniganery, and we are level 3.
Shenaniganery. Yes. Shenaniganery.
We have made huge mistakes.
Alright. Alright. And do you do anything else?
I was just wondering, could Era possibly mimic something as a bonus action, or does that, or...
Speaking's a free action.
Yeah.
So, how... Okay, I don't exactly know how mimicking works, but could Era possibly try to mimic, like, the sound of, like, a small group of, like, people she's heard, so to make it seem like there are more people in their group than just what they can see?
Oh, absolutely. So the way the mimic works is it's a deception check.
Yeah.
Rolled against their insight.
So let me get on that.
Alright.
I like what you're putting down.
Oh, come on!
Oh!
Wow.
Aww.
Alright. Let's see.
That was depressing.
See.
Natural one? Oh no.
Oh no!
They got this whole force on lock. They know. They
Oh.
can play it at any time.
Well, that was sad.
So how do you, what exactly does this sound like?
Well, it's supposed to sound like a myriad of voices that are slightly further back, but since it doesn't go over very well, it probably ends up sounding a bit more like sputtering and not quite like the din of, like, people.
It's all clearly coming from Era.
Yeah, it's very, very...
Well, no. You gave me an idea. So, you make these noises that are supposed to sound like a group of people coming, and you hear the one that you just shot with an arrow say, "Hey, Captain, we got ourselves another convoy."
Oh no! Okay, right, so I made the situation worse. Oh, good.
Possibly.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
I am going to run for this tree for cover, and while I'm running, I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt on the one that she shot.
Alright.
So run, cast at the same time. Wait, I gotta do this. Yeah. Shoot that guy. Bam. Well, I take cover behind this tree. And Guiding Bolt. +5 to hit. Yeah.
That'll hit.
16. Yeah. $15 radiant damage. Zell just kind of is like, he looks at his side and says, they're on the rock, and he kind of starts running towards the tree, and you just see him like make this line of dots in front of him, and they all form into one and shoot off this diamond-like star that slams into the guy that shot at us.
You just blow him backwards into the tree, and he slumps over.
And bonus action, I will cast Shillelagh on my staff.
Shillelagh!
Alright.
Shillelagh!
Get ready for a clobbering.
This regal fellow steps out of the trees, and he just looks at all y'all and says, I'm going to give you this option now to stand down and surrender your goods.
Are you the one that took somebody? Because if so, we're looking for you.
We're looking for you.
Good job. Soul's gonna come straighten up and sort of snarl at him. It's like, unfortunately, we're after the people you've taken. Hi, we're the Newtown Guard.
So you're not easy pickings.
Can I?
Very well.
Can I roll intimidation but use strength? Is that allowed?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, let me. Cool. So,
Please tell me how you intimidate using your strength.
well, he's definitely.
You grab
probably short.
Korth and throw Korth? Or you grab Era and throw Era?
Yeah. Do it.
He's
With
kind
the
of he's sort of snarling and trying to make a sort of a show that he's rather large and imposing. Probably lifts up the trident, stands ready to
Alright.
fight.
Alright.
Hold on, let me skill override this. Fuck it. I was trying to
Chuck it in the fucking bucket.
whatever. We'll do it manually. We'll do it live. 10 plus my proficiency, which is 13.
Alright. Yeah, he's kind of concerned about his chances. He's not going to move any closer. You should see him tighten his grip on his scimitar. Alright. Korth.
Korth just looks to Miri and says, "Time to go hunting." And we'll. Yeah, buddy. And we'll just go running up to this guy.
As you
Love that.
approach his ready to action, he swings his scimitar at you.
I have this idea. You just hear this monstrous pounding as he's charging at him.
Hey, that hits.
20 hits, alright.
That just beat my AC.
Dealing 6 damage.
Korth is just smiling. I would say ear to ear, but they don't have ears.
Ear hole to ear hole.
Yeah.
Your whole
And Miria is gonna move.
Get a little dragon.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, what was Era's health situation after last time?
We had
Full
rested.
rest, so
you had rested,
yeah,
so you
you
were.
should be
Okay.
full up.
Okay, yep.
And as a bonus action, Korth just raises their shielded hand and casts Hunter's Mark on the guy who started yapping.
Alright. He's got Hunter's Mark. Please describe Hunter's Mark.
You don't really see much. You just see this sort of greenish energy around Korth's hand. But to Korth's vision, it's almost like a sniper scope. It just zooms in on the vital parts of this human's beating heart and their easily crackable noggin.
Excellent.
Easily crackable. Yes.
And
Hey.
Miria is just going to race up behind Korth, ready to jump in.
Alright.
That's it for me.
Soul.
Alright. So I see that there is. How far away is this other man? Ooh. I can hit him. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of step around so that Era's. So he doesn't actually hit Era somehow. He's going to grab one of his javelins and hurl it at the last archer up on the hill there.
All right.
And off it goes. That did not. Nope. That was a bad. That was full ass natural one. Is what that was.
Good thing you moved out of the way of Era. That is now in a rock. All right. Is that all you do?
Yeah, that's none of my spells are gonna reach or anything like that. So whoops.
Alright.
I fucking whiffed that turn.
First, the guy up on the hill is going to decide whether Captain's in danger. Yeah, Captain's in danger. Alright. He is going to shoot at you, Korth.
Yes.
Yeah. Hurt me.
Just don't even bother moving. Just deflects off the armor.
Alright. At this point, let's see, how far can they move? Bloop, bloop.
Got this
Yep.
camp.
1, 2, and this guy is going to decide what to do. Alright.
Get a good view of the map here. There we go. I think about right there is good.
Oh, God. Soul, I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Oh.
What happened?
Soul,
Oh, no.
this crossbow just slams into you.
Ouch.
Natural
This bolt,
1 and 1. Aw, damn.
12 damage.
Oh.
This bolt just impales into you.
Yep. Oh, I still haven't got
These
my
two.
shirt repaired from earlier too. So dang it. I got another
And then
one.
these two swing at Korth. Both whiffing. They're really intimidated by this lizard bolt.
Korth
Alright.
is just laughing their head off because now there's more food for the fire.
Oh god.
Hera.
Yes. Well, I will draw another arrow because arrows fix everything.
Well, that's a Saul who currently got an arrow sticking out of his shoulder, I think.
Alright, who exactly are you shooting at?
The guy on the rock. Yep, the guy on the rock. I forgot to say.
Alright. Go ahead and let loose your arrow.
Does a, what was it, 17 hit?
Yeah, 17 hits.
Ah, fantastic. Okay.
Still love that. My favorite.
Okay.
Just a
Let's
light
see.
cough.
Yeah. 7.
For 7 damage. Alright.
Ho ho.
That's
So-
7. Alright. Is that all you do?
Yes.
Alright.
Yep.
Zell, it is your turn.
Zell. Oh no. I gotta make sure. I was trying to read stuff real quick. Make sure if it's an action or bonus action. I'm pretty sure it's bonus.
On your starry form?
It is a bonus action. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Okay. Bonus action. Zell is going to enter his starry form, and the symbol of the chalice is gonna appear on his chest again. And he's gonna look over and be like, "Okay, she got that one. Korth, duck," and he's gonna throw fairy fire right behind the 3 that are in front of him in a 10-foot cube to not get Korth.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Alright, dexterity saving throws.
Yep. DC 13.
Oh, one save. Which one?
They don't have good decks, so only the captain saves.
I
Dang.
was really hoping he'd be the
That's
one
a-
that didn't.
But that's okay, because that's still there.
You get fairy fired. All right.
As you see,
Is
his
that all you do?
glittering blue and purple dust just coats their armor and makes them these glowing beacons, and he just kind of stays where he's at. He's all like, yeah, get him, Korth. And so,
All right. The bandit leader grins at his minions that have appeared at his side. He has pack tactics.
Oh, good.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
yeah, it
So
is.
he takes first. He swings at you with his scimitar, and as he swings down with his scimitar, he brings his dagger up, trying to find a weak point in your armor. All right. So the scimitar is +5.
And the dagger?
So 24, and the dagger is a +5, so a 24 and a 19.
Both hit.
All right.
My AC is 19.
About to come help you,
All
buddy.
right. 1d6. Nope. And 1d4. All right, so 1d4, 1d6 +6, so 13 damage.
Korth is still just smiling ear to ear. This is a blast.
He's like, yes, finally, finally.
A good fucking fight.
And Korth, it is your turn.
Korth is just going to grin to themselves and say, you think your little friends can help you? That's adorable. And go swinging into the leader.
Going into the leader.
19.
That'll hit. Yeah, that'll hit.
That's a warning.
Uh, 14 points of damage.
All right, and you swing your battle axe into the leader. It just embeds itself in his arm, and he kind of looks at you and says, "Oh, that kind of hurt."
And then Korth is going to rear back their head for a second and sink their jaws into this guy's neck as a
Okay,
bonus action.
go ahead and bite him.
Bonus action, bite the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
If that's not an intimidation tactic, I don't know what is.
20.
20 will hit.
Ouch.
And they take 8 points more damage, and I gain 3 temporary hit points
All right.
Nice.
as I take a chunk out of his freaking neck.
Oh,
Starts eating it, chugging, chew.
Yeah. Yep.
Just starting snacking a bit early.
And then Miri is going to come up and get within melee range, but that's it.
Okay. Soul.
alright, Soul is going to run up and get about here. It looked like. When I measured it, it's a little far away for the melee attack. But let's see.
You were here because you were next to Ara, so you could be here. That's
Where?
30 feet. Yeah.
That's 3 feet, right there. Means he is.
Oh, just out.
He's just outside of my range. Alright. I can still throw things at him. And I will. You know what? I'm sorry, Korth. I'm going to go ahead and rage.
Okay.
You're gonna. So everyone in a 10-foot radius of Soul, as the fire aura kicks up into effect, is going to take 2 fire damage, which is why I said sorry.
Ah.
I cannot protect people from it yet. And then I'm going to just hurl I'm gonna hurl another javelin at this guy.
So 2 points of damage for each person. Oop.
Yep.
Oop.
Yeah.
And I still do not hit anything. Doesn't matter. The javelin goes wide. The javelin's now in a tree. I can't hit anything today. I did 4 damage cumulative to the enemy and 4 damage cumulative to my friends. Fantastic. I think it's great. I'm
We broke even.
guys. We're doing great, guys.
And to represent this,
That's all
a
I can do.
scholar, orange. Alright.
There we go.
And the soldiers. Alright, so first, he's now got 5 people to shoot at. Who's he going to shoot at? Of course he is. Sorry, Mira.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's okay.
This individual is very intimidated by this dragon, and he's going to take a shot at it. Does a 14 hit the dragon?
It does not. Dragon has an AC of
Okay, so-
16.
Ah.
Short,
Oh,
the short. The short goes wide.
Plus, it's a disadvantage. Anytime I don't take an action with Maria, she automatically takes a dodge action.
Oh, nice. Yep. Still misses.
Okay.
Alright. So this one. Let's see. Where is he going to swing? Where is he going to swing? Oop. He too is going for Mira. Oh boy.
They're like, get rid of the fucking little dragon dog.
Yep.
That might hit.
So plus 3, 17.
Yeah, that hits.
Alright. So 1d8 plus 1. Whoop. As a bolt goes and deals 7 damage to your dragon.
Okay.
And then
Angry
these
dragon.
2 fellows are going to swing. One's going to swing at Sol, and one's going to swing at Korth.
Nope.
Alright, so I don't think a plus 3, 14, or 13. Yeah, 13. That doesn't hit your Sol, does it?
Nope.
And then
Not
that
at all.
1, he's going to see if he hits his friend.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't hit his friend either.
Oh.
Alright.
Least you can do is hit your friend if you're roll a natural 1.
You useless.
Hera, it is your turn.
Yeah, Era will keep aim at the archer from before and draw another arrow back on the bow. Oh, that dice.
What's wrong,
A
Christian?
13. 13 hits.
Fantastic.
Ooh.
So 6 damage.
6 damage. The second arrow slams into this fellow up on the rock. Alright,
And
is that all you do?
move a little bit closer to the guys over there.
Alright,
And that's that.
Zell.
Yes, Zell. Zell does things. Yes. So I wanted to do a thing. That's a. Yeah, you did. Who's more messed up? You know what? Doesn't matter. All right, he's gonna cast Healing Word. Yeah. He's gonna cast Healing Word on. Because of D8. Yeah, I'll cast Healing Word on Korth first.
Okay.
And we'll do that. Yeah, you did. Which is 1d4 plus 3. So I click that so I can actually. There you go. Yeah. So you heal 5.
Okay.
And it has to be a different target, unfortunately. So I'll go to Soul.
No, it
and
doesn't.
Use my. It doesn't?
Nope. It just has to be a target.
Oh, it just says a target after?
I believe within 30 feet of the first target, doesn't it? It can be the same one.
Okay. Then yeah, if that's the case, then yeah, I'll just do that at Korth too, because you took the bigger
Yeah.
brunt over there.
Oh yeah, Korth got wailed on.
It's another 7
Yep.
healing.
Awesome. Yeah, I cannot forget D&D stuff that I learned, so my brain is chock full of all the lore and all the rule stuff.
Okay, and that's my bonus action. So for my action, I'm going to move up there, and then that from there. I think that's enough. Yeah, because that's. Let me see. I need math. Math. Where is it?
Mathing the math.
Okay, yeah, I can make that move, and it is. I'm going to be casting Thorn Whip in a moment, and it's a 30-foot. Yeah, so I need to move up to here, so within 30 feet of that guy up there. I'm going to cast Thorn Whip on the guy up top.
Cast
You
Thorn
get
Whip.
casting it. There you go. Throwing the die now. Oh, down.
Oh.
Yeah, that'll hit. Roll damage.
That's 1d6. For 2 damage, and he's pulled 10 feet towards me.
All right.
Oh, so close.
For 2 damage.
Yeah, it's only 2.
All right. So you deal 2 damage, and this guy gets yanked right there on the edge.
And then I'm going to be back behind the tree.
All right.
That'll end my turn. I wanted to throw him off the edge.
You've got one
The
more turn
bandit
to
leader
draw.
is going to look at you and say, "Aye, you're a tough old something." All right,
Not very quippy, are you?
a 2 or above, he's going to swing at Korth. A 1, he's going to swing at the dragon. All right. 2, 3, 4. Bloop. All right, so
Oh my god, there's a crit in there.
plus 5.
I think the first one still misses.
So a 16 and a crit with the dagger.
Yeah. The first one misses.
Yep. He swings his scimitar down, and you kind of dodge out of the way. And as you're dodging, you dodge right into his dagger. So he does 9 damage as he just pushes his dagger up into the soft area where your armor just doesn't cover.
Oh, there goes
Still
most of the healing
smiling.
word and whatnot.
Hey, I'm better than I was before.
That's true. I'm still positive too.
Yeah, I was at 13 and now I'm at 19, so that's an improvement.
Yeah, do work.
I'm going to go back and charge into the leader.
All right.
Hitting the button. Come on, buttons. There we go. 23.
3 will hit.
For 13 points of damage.
All right, you do 13 points of damage.
Is that the best you got? And Miria is also going to go in, and I'm going to use my bonus action to command her to attack the leader.
All right.
Sorry, checking her stats.
Is she as excited about this battle as you are?
Yes, she is absolute. 15 to hit.
Bouncing dragon pup.
You see him, he takes a scimitar and swings it out and catches her right in her teeth and deflects her bite away.
Ugh.
He just hisses at him. That's it.
Right. Soul.
Alright, raging, and now we're actually in fucking melee range, which means it's reckless attack time. So I'm gonna hit something this time.
With you coming up to Korth just looks at you and goes, "Don't take my prey."
I know it's easy to forget, but don't forget, but the 2 guys have both been hit with fairy fire too.
Yep,
Yeah, so you don't need to reckless attack them.
Yeah.
that's true.
Don't need to reckless attack.
Yeah, don't
But,
need to.
Is Soul of sound enough mind at this point to listen?
Not reckless attack.
Not reckless attack!
he'll know to listen to Korth's warning.
Oh.
I mean, he's going for the side guy here. He's regardless.
Okay, then that's fine.
All right, so we're gonna do the 2. And he's gonna unsheath the greatsword for this, the glowing greatsword. So it's all right. 17 plus 5.
Ton.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Yeah.
22.
D6 of it. 12 plus 2 from the rage. So that's 14. I will not reactivate the aura this time. I will spare.
You take this guy's left hand off, and just
All right.
cleave right through his arm.
My glowing great sword.
That's a great sword.
Yeah,
That's good. That's good.
that's good. There we go. All right, that's all I can do on my turn.
Right. Da, 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 da. All right. Era. This one's going to shoot at you.
Uh-oh.
For 21.
Yeah, that hits.
As you take 8 points of piercing damage, this bolt just flies right into you.
Ouch.
One in the back. Takes an arrow, notches it. Shoots at arrow. Or and the arrow just that would be a +3, so 12.
Does not hit.
Alright, so the arrow just flies wide. The trees are in the way and they make things difficult, make it hard to hit you.
Yeah, I'm using that tree to my advantage. Don't shoot me. I'm concentrating.
Alright. This one that Soul just took his arm off. He's of sound enough mind. Yeah, he's going to swing at Soul. Hissing in pain, holds his arm close to him.
Oh
and
gosh!
No!
Hi.
Wow.
He wanted revenge.
Yeah.
He says, "I want my hands back." Dealing 9 points of damage.
9. Okay.
Or sorry, not 9. 7.
7.
Yep, 7.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And the other one,
Ouch.
is it going to swing at
At
the
least you're
dragon?
raging, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to
Oh,
swing
that's
at the
a good
dragon.
point.
It's going to swing at Korth.
Yeah, half
Oh,
damage,
that's a-
rager.
That's a good point. That's a good
And
point.
it's extremely intimidated by the fact that it's swinging at Korth and swings and just slams right down into the ground with his sword.
You guys are very good at your job.
Yeah.
Damn it, I want to play Yenin right now because I loved insulting people when they missed.
Era.
So that guy is precariously... Okay, that I can't speak, but he's very close to the edge. So I'm going to aim for his leg and hope that if the arrow doesn't kill him, the fall will. So...
Take out his leg.
It's 10 feet.
Oh, come on! Well, never mind
Nobody is in
that.
the cone.
Whenever Era
Luckily,
tries to...
nobody's in the cone.
Era scheming just doesn't work, apparently. I need to stop trying to scheme. Well, yeah, nope, that's that. Yeah.
All right. Zell.
He's gonna be like, okay, he's gonna look around the corner and be like, oh shit, he's still there. Okay. He's gonna start off with this thorn whip again. I'm just not gonna click the button. Oh, it's a 20. Dirty 20.
Oh.
Get yanked.
Get yanked. With
yanked.
1 point of damage.
Oh.
And he goes 10 feet off. Out.
Crack your head on something somehow on the way down.
Like, you're not being very nice to my friends. Stop it.
I need to be more witty with Saul. Except for he's not witty. So.
Please roll me a d6.
Yes.
Yes.
Do better than the last 2 d6s. That's better than the last 2. It's a whole 3.
It's the last
Please
2
tell me
combined.
how this goes.
You see Zell, he pulls out like the last tiny bit of a thorn stem of a flower, and he reaches it forward, and you see this glowing vine just extend outward, wrap around his leg, and yank him out from underneath him, and the guy's head hits the rock as he tumbles down onto the floor and stops moving. Kind of just like flipped him backwards, and he smashed his head on the rocks.
Oh. What a way to go.
And he'll be like, I didn't think it was, I'm sorry. And moves forward towards this tree and casts another healing word on the 2 up there. He's going to do it on Korth again for the healing word. And that's it's a 7 for Korth. And I'm going to give Soul the other one this time. And that's another 2 for Soul. And I'm just going to scooch up to this tree and make myself look smaller than I already am.
You gotta add your wisdom modifier to the chalice healing.
I thought it was just a straight D8.
D8 plus your wisdom modifier.
Then that's a 5 instead. You are correct.
Like I said, I can't forget this stuff. My brain won't let me.
I appreciate it right now. It's helping me. But yes, you both get heals. So
Yay! Yay! Much appreciated.
Circle of Stars is really good.
Yes,
The leader
like
grits his teeth. Says, "You're taking my fire support out."
They
Don't
started
worry.
it. It's not my fault. They started it.
We'll be taking your legs out soon.
I'm going to make you pay for them. Alright, so the only one that could risk +5. Yep. So an 18.
Miss.
18 misses, okay.
I have an AC of 19.
So his dagger just impacts into your armor, but his scimitar swings down and slices down your arm that's holding your sword, or your axe. He deals 1d6 plus 3. So 6 damage to your arm.
Still looking pretty good. Korth is just going to try to slam their battle axe into this guy's noggin.
Noggin him.
$18.
18 hits.
Oh no.
10 points of damage.
10 points of damage as you bash into this fellow's noggin. And take his ear off.
Freaking out.
That D6 or that D8.
Oh, was that
going,
PG?
You take his ear off.
I as soon as the ear comes flying off, like I picture it comes flying off like through the air, Korth just naps it and bites and grabs it in their teeth and just chomps it down.
Roll a dexterity check to see if you can catch it.
Oh, come on. Let me be badass.
What?
Hey, that's
There we
a
go.
17.
Yeah, alright.
You taste pretty good. And then Miria is going to attack as well.
Alright. Attack an area.
Area.
Plus 5. Oh, that's an 11.
No, not even close.
Damn. Okay.
Mira tries to grab onto him and he just kind of kicks her back. You're not eating me too.
There's something in Draconic he probably doesn't understand.
Soul.
Alright. Alright. So got the advantage. Let's see. Fucking A. Wait, plus 5. Wait, God, what was it?
Is it 11?
11. Yeah.
Or no, that would be 10.
That's
Yeah,
10.
plus
Yeah,
5.
10.
10 is insufficient.
Nope, yep. Let's try the swing. Goes. Barely misses, I'm guessing.
Yep.
We will activate the aura on that one. Sorry. Plus 2 fire
So,
damage on everyone.
That's literally everybody within range of you right now, so...
Yeah.
Well,
you
luckily-
activate your aura.
Luckily,
And-
Miria's resistant.
The one in front of you, it just kind of... You just see him drop to a knee, and then he passes out from the heat.
Okay.
That's 2. And first damage to this one. Alright.
Sol just kind of watches the one fall, just like nods his head, probably turns his attention on the leader there for the next turn.
Alright. So. First, the archer. Who is the archer swinging for?
E.
Again,
Era.
you're swinging for Era. Alright.
It's like, another bow user. I almost demonstrate that I am the better. No, I'm not.
It just talks into the tree right here. Like, whoops. Sorry, boss, I'll do better. And then, let's
Might
see,
have a plot
who's this guy?
I mean, honestly, from that angle, would Era have like a quarter cover?
No,
So close.
you have cover. You have
Oh, yeah,
cover, but Era does
yeah,
not.
I definitely have cover. I've been hiding behind trees this whole time. Are you kidding me?
Sol's like, yes! That is the entire
Alright.
point.
Does he hit the dragon? Or +3? No. A 9 does
No.
not hit the dragon. Alright. Era.
Yes. Okay. Era is going to move over here and take out her rapier and have a swing at this guy.
Alright.
Let's
Swing at that guy.
see.
That advantage, so roll 2d20.
Oh,
Get 'em, Burb.
fantastic.
Get 'em,
Yes.
Burb.
Ho-ho. Oh no,
Oh.
+5, so
+5.
well, yeah.
Just slightly insufficient.
We are not rolling on that.
He kind of takes his shield and rushes your sword, just barely missing, gouging him in the leg.
Well, that's a
Because you
shame.
would have one-shot him with your. You would have one-shot him with your.
Oh, come on. Oh no. Well, I mean,
You could always dagger him.
you know, I think I will. 'Cause why not? Okay, let's see.
There we go.
That'll hit.
Fantastic.
Please,
I mean,
please roll.
that one would
your
also
damage
have
and see if you
advantage. You should see
Yeah.
if you'll roll a natural 20.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was advantage.
Oh, was that advantage?
Oh wait, no, it never was.
No, yeah,
You're
she
right.
rolled that one at
You
advantage.
Oh,
should- Yeah, roll that at advantage, please.
oh yes. Why not?
Got your damage at least, but let's see. Oh, no, never mind.
No,
no.
not a 20. All right, so roll
But
your
hey.
sneak attack.
Oh,
When-
what was that
real
again?
quickly, when you do that, when your dagger is about to sink in, you see Miria's eyes light up in this bright red light, and your dagger bursts into flames, and you get an extra d6 of fire damage.
Oh, fantastic.
Nice.
All right, so sneak attack is 2d6, so 3d6, please.
Okay. Well, here comes two more
One.
then.
I will be your mather. So it's 6, 9, 13.
Oh, hang on. Yep. Wait, +3.
What?
Is that?
Oh no, you did
Oh,
your plus
no,
3
never
earlier.
mind.
So you
Yeah,
have a
I
6
did
for
that one.
that, and then you got a
Yep.
3,
Nine.
and then you got a 4. So 13 total.
13.
I'm
13 points
happy
of
with
damage.
that.
There
That
we
seems
go.
good.
As your dagger just sinks, he deflects your rapier, and just doesn't even pay attention to the dagger that just sinks into the side of his chest, burning hot, instantly cauterizing the wound.
Oh,
Oh,
oh.
Ouch.
that was bad time for that guy.
Yeah, that's.
Zell, is your turn.
Zell is going to start running this way. When he gets to here, he's going to cast Thorn Whip on this guy right here and attempt to pull him out of that fight.
All right.
Alright, let me actually boop the button. I want to boop the button. Where you at? There you are, button. Booped. Come on, don't miss. Ooh, 24. Yeah, that'll
24 will hit.
Which I do like no damage again. Roll the 2. He takes 2 points of piercing damage and is pulled right in front of me, actually.
Ah, perfect.
Uh-oh.
Because I was like, I've made a mistake.
Hi. I would really appreciate it if you left my my friends alone. Yeah, that's good. And I don't know what else I can do right now, so I'm not gonna do right here. I'm still way in cover. You know what? I'm gonna take the chance. Should I take the chance? Should I take the chance? I don't want to do. I'm just gonna stay right here then. Yeah, I'll stay right there. And I'll end my turn.
I'm gonna just not run and get swiped, I guess.
He now has 4 targets in front of him. Which one?
Screw you, pack tactics.
Just swinging for Korth.
Yes, bring it.
He takes his scimitar and his dagger and swings at Korth.
Both hits. Yes.
Boy, is it advantage, and he said, "Screw you anyway."
Soul is concerned about Korth being like, yes! in the corner.
6, 9, 12 damage.
Korth is so happy and just covered with blood.
Korth, it is your turn.
Oh, Korth.
Go swing into the boss. Oh!
Sorry, I didn't get that advantage on that one.
He's
Okay.
he-
How's he looking at this point?
Oh, wait, I forgot to do that too.
You're
Okay, never
looking
mind.
at this guy. He's looking as bloodied as you are, and he's reveling in this battle. And it sort of catches you off guard that somebody's enjoying the fight as much as you are.
Yes. Miria's gonna hit. Oh, 14 fails.
14 fails.
But she's actually wrong. She's actually gonna take the chance and move out of the way to go give some backup to.
And he's absolutely going to take the swing at her.
Okay.
It was a 16.
That just hits.
All right. As he slices down her back.
Come on. Come
dealing
on.
8 points of damage.
Yes.
All right. Soul.
Alright. Soul sees Zell pull the other one. And you know what? We're gonna try to hold on, how far is this? It's probably yeah, okay. He's going to take out one of his javelins and he's going to try to arc it over everyone and hit the guy who's been yanked over by Zell now.
Watch.
Oh,
Roll a
oh
natural
dear.
one, immediately
Please.
kill Corp.
Oh dear.
Oh,
this,
no.
This is gonna. He has partial cover at this point.
He does.
Doesn't even matter.
Natural 20. Nice.
Oh,
Joel just
very
looks
good.
up. Doesn't even look at this guy. Just looks up and just chucks the javelin in the air. And it just comes right down on this guy's head and impales him into the ground.
You just see Zell just looks up and sees the javelin come out through his head. He's just like, oh, and he steps to the side before he gets a body falling on top of him.
Yep, alright. There's the very satisfying sound of the body just slumping to the ground, and mid-range Soul is not pretty pleased about that, gonna be honest. Turn is ended.
At that note. Boop. Boop. Yep. This guy's taking off.
Oh shit. Yeah, it's going badly for them. It's time to run.
Coward.
He
Alright.
zoomed down.
Coward!
I'm okay with that!
Yeah, not
Um,
surprised there.
Okay, well, oh no. Well, there's just one.
There's just one.
So, yeah, it's rapier go time again.
Turns out it's Era who's the one who steals.
No, I don't. That doesn't.
14 just misses.
Oh, good.
You gonna dagger him?
You know what? Why not tempt fate?
The fates.
Yeah, well. Yeah, no.
Nope, that's not gonna hit either.
Era is completely useless.
But look, let's put it this way. At least you're not the one who kills him, therefore you're not the one who pisses off Korth.
Exactly. So, you know, it was, well timed.
Yeah, it's one way to look at it.
Zell.
I want to roll a perception to see if there's any other bad guys aside from the guy right there. I want to take a quick look. 17.
17? Yeah, you don't notice anybody else in the vicinity.
Okay.
Yay.
I'm gonna look over and yell. I'm gonna go check on and I'll be back. And as he's yelling that, he's gonna cast Healing Word at 2nd level towards Korth.
Right.
Oh yes, that's
Jeez.
what is that map? That's 11 from Healing Word and another 6 from the Chalice to Korth. And I'm gonna run full. Let me actually measure this out. Full distance, which is yep, I can get right up to him. Yeah. And I'm just gonna start checking on the people over there.
You see 2 people that are tied to the tree and gagged.
I'm just gonna start the process of like helping them out if I can, but obviously I can't do anything yet, so that is my turn.
Yep. Alright. Let's see. How's this guy doing? Not great. Let's see.
Korth is looking great now. All those wounds are healing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look pretty good. I'm only a third down now versus being almost dead. Before you healed me, I had 6 hit points left.
Yeah, I've been
That hits.
mentally keeping a tab on how badly everybody's been getting hurt.
Still swinging for Korth.
Yes! How much damage is that?
Both hit, so that would be a 23 and a 21.
Mm-hmm.
So 6 and a 4.
Well,
Hey,
I mean,
So that's a total of
Yes!
8 damage.
That is impressive.
that could have been worse for Karth.
Hey,
We
I
could've.
mean, think about it. You have just as much odds of rolling that as you did rolling max each time. So
True
True.
enough.
Glorious.
Still doesn't make it any greater, though.
no, but it's funnier to me.
Yeah.
Gorth.
Please, let me finish it off.
If you don't, I will.
Oh, come on!
Nope. That does not hit.
Maria's gonna come up and try to hit. Hey, 22.
22 will hit.
Let me check something real quick. No, when another creature. Okay. Gonna take 3 points of
Yes.
piercing damage.
Yes.
Ah,
It just kind of nips his ankle.
By the way, Miria is also looking bloody as hell.
Alright.
No.
Soul.
Alright. So we're gonna raise the great. Alright, now it is time for the reckless attack. We're gonna raise the great sword and try to clobber this man and end this fight. Oh my god!
Nice.
Yes!
Yes.
Yes!
There's all the 20s.
Oh.
Oh god, so I double the dice, right?
Yeah.
Double the dice.
Alright. So there's the first one. So that's the 7. And then I guess ignore the bonus. 7. 14.
So,
Plus 2. Oh,
what's this look
16.
like?
16 plus 2. He's just kind of overhead swings the great sword down onto this man's shoulder and neck area. Probably just cleaves it right. Not in 2, but pretty close.
Close enough.
Yeah.
You have almost decapitated this man,
Yeah.
and he just falls over.
Nearly headless Nick. What?
More like,
More like halfway into his body.
yeah, like,
Worth
Word.
immediately drops to all fours and just starts eating him.
the soul is like, ugh. It's kind
This
of.
guy is gone.
Well, Zell can't see it, so he has nothing to say.
And y'all are out of initiative.
The soul drops rage, just kind of backs away from that situation.
Yeah, Aaron
I
just
am
kind of.
actively taking any gags off and talking with them. Like, are you okay? We got the notice and we came out to help. Are you okay?
Which one do you do first?
I'll probably do it to the girl. I'm like right in front of her, so
So,
the one in the
she
dress.
kneels and stuff. As soon as you take the gag off, she says, "You dolt! I told you we shouldn't have traveled at night." Just kind of storms off.
Okay. And then I'll start taking his bindings off as well.
And he gets up and, "Oh, thank you. What do we owe this honor?"
We're a part of the town guard now, in Saltmarsh, and we got a notice that somebody had been taken by bandits, so we came out to help.
You hear that? You hear that, Lucy? They're here to save us.
Just quick question. Is that a giant goose over there?
Oh yes, he's my trusty steed.
Oh, okay.
He walks up. Oh, Seymour, are you all right? And Seymour kind of takes a peck at him.
I was gonna
Oh dear.
pack.
Don't you fucking dare. I'll go up to the lady and be like, are you hurt anywhere?
No, just my pride.
Okay, I'm glad that you're okay. I think we took care of them all. One of them ran away, but the other ones are, yeah, they won't hurt you anymore, at least.
Really? I'm not sure what they were expecting to find, but we didn't travel with anything but instruments. See, he prides himself on being a troubadour, and he's not very good at it.
I can't say.
I keep telling him, you should just sell the goose and settle down.
Oh God, no.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you're both okay. We can take a moment, get our bearings. I'll be back. Just stay here for a bit. I'm gonna go back over to the bodies and start preparing them for like a quote unquote proper burial.
Oh joy!
As soon as I get towards this clearly eaten body, I'm like, oh, well, yeah, I guess I should have expected that.
How much is left?
Quite a bit. Like, Korth only
Stick some
ate
chunks.
like their guts.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
So
great.
most of their stomach cavities probably open and missing most of the organs, but everything else is there.
Everything else is perfect condition.
Well,
It's
roll a
nice.
Constitution saving throw.
Yep, that sounds appropriate. Yep,
Yeah.
that's I'm just gonna go over here real quick. Oh god.
Oh, which of course means Saul's gonna look over once you see himself do that. Like, what are you? Oh,
Oh no.
oh. Okay.
I'm okay. I
Well-
just need a minute. I'll be back
Yeah.
in a second.
No, Oh, by the way, I rolled a 13 on a medicine check to try to get the arrow out of my shoulder.
You pull the arrow out of your shoulder.
Alright. I was like,
You
I
managed to
was
stem the bleeding.
Okay.
Did you see that I healed you for 9 points?
I did. I just wanted to make sure I didn't take any more damage from botching that somehow.
Korth is gonna walk up to the goose, cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
What do you say to the goose?
I'm gonna go.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. What's it to you?
This goose has a weirdly Brooklyn accent.
Yeah.
What's Brooklyn?
I'm just making sure you're okay.
Yeah, I'm fine. Get out of my face.
That's
You know-
not how I imagined a goose would sound.
You know, I've met nicer geese.
That's a surprise.
Speak
We're
Canadian
all
goose.
animals.
Just
a
turn to
Canadian
the
goose.
turn to the owner. Your goose is an ass. He starts walking away.
It pecks him in the back of the head as you walk away.
Hey, here we go. There,
I don't blame you, Mundle. I don't trust it either.
Soul's
Era,
gonna-
I'm going to. I got a 14 for a medicine check to help Era out with any issues that she has. I know we've all taken some damage.
You can remove the arrows from themselves.
Yep.
I'm just gonna take a moment.
That's
Everybody, just kind of stay here real quick, and I'm gonna cast Healing Spirit.
While you're casting that, Korth looks at Miria, sees how wounded she is, and just goes, "Oh, you're not going to make it, are you?" And goes to chop her head off.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Oh my god!
I'm like, but no, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think I would even have the strength to stop him, but let's see if
Yeah,
I can
no.
even remotely
Immediate
motion
death.
to it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have. I mean, Dex would have been a 19 to attempt to stop you, but I don't think I have the strength to do it.
And as soon as the head's removed, Mira just vanishes.
But why?
That was fucking brutal.
Oh
Oh,
no!
shut up, Goose.
Corinth? Why?
Yes. Why not? She was dying.
But I could have helped her.
Korth opens up their hand and you see that light, and then he just immediately resummon Miria back at full health.
All right.
She is fine.
Roll a d20.
Oh.
Me?
Yep.
Oh.
Okay.
Your actions have consequences.
She's not technically alive. 14.
She remembers, but she's used to this from you.
Yeah.
She's come to expect you to put her out of her misery when she.
Yeah, I wouldn't
hurt.
want her to suffer by living prolonged with injuries when she can just come back at full health. And Korth says this to you. She's not actually a living being. She's a draconic spirit that takes a physical form.
Oh. Okay.
So when she's suffering, sometimes it's easier to just put her out of her misery and then summon her back into a more healthy body.
Zell's gonna kind of like
Up, perhaps.
lean down a tiny bit because he's already almost like same height with her, and he's gonna kind of like try to hold onto her face and look into her eyes and try to discern whether she actually is okay with this or not.
Like, are you okay? Like,
Oh.
are you traumatized by this child?
That's a 22 animal handling.
I mean, she's an intelligent creature. I don't know if animal handling is right.
I mean, okay, well, for that, the insight's still 22. I mean, are you okay with this?
Do you speak Draconic?
I don't, but I'm just trying to read emotions at this point.
Can Mira understand anything other than Draconic?
No.
No.
She can only speak Draconic.
Mira's
I'll-
like,
What
I'll-
does Mira say to him?
I'm
I'll-
getting witches.
Through Korth, you'll Korth will translate through for you,
Okay.
and she says that she's perfectly comfortable. It doesn't hurt, and she's used to it at this point.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I understand. I mean, I don't understand, but I think I understand.
There's a lot of like
Let
a
me
warning,
ask you,
next
if
time,
you-
perhaps.
If you had the ability to end yourself immediately with little pain and come back full and healthy, wouldn't you?
I can't say, really. That's not an experience that I'm looking to, well, experience. I think that even if it's to end a moment that it requires you to do more on top of it, I don't know. It just seemed unnecessary to me, but I don't know. So I assume that this is a part of your ability, and just like I have mine, it's different. But I just think that, I mean, I think that I just want to help, and I guess this is your way of helping her. So I guess I understand that.
You people are so nonsensical.
I mean, probably.
Well, when most of the time, when a beloved pet or friend is suddenly beheaded, they don't just come back.
That's true.
That is not normally what happens. No. And he'll kind of just right himself and steady. And is anybody else really hurt? Because I can help everybody right now if we really need it.
I think I'm all right for the moment. A few bruises,
Yes.
but
Before we head back, why don't we just take a breather? Try to get ourselves back to normal.
Sarah, are you okay?
I'm okay.
I'm extremely injured.
Ah. Okay. I'm gonna
Oh my
start.
god.
I'm extremely injured.
I'm just gonna start. Oh, actually, I'll go up to the hill first and be like, I'm gonna go get the two on the hill, and I guess we could. Yeah, I'm gonna check the bodies too. I guess I
Yeah.
don't know.
I'm gonna check these two bodies, and I'm also gonna use my axe to chop off all their fingers.
Get
That's
it.
all.
What's next?
Fine. I found
Yeah.
nothing on the body.
Let's see.
Investigation +1. Ooh, 17.
Yee.
Alright.
Well, that was abysmal.
13 to investigate these three bodies.
Yeah, I'm checking the two archers that I killed.
So the archers up on the hill have nothing but mundane weapons and armor.
Okay.
You find on. Here you go.
Oh no.
Korth, this is what you find.
He found something good.
Okay, what do I find?
No, he said he sent it to you. Check your DMs.
Oh, no. I don't have anything.
Patience.
Typing.
Patience.
Typing.
Ah, I see the typing.
Typing.
He's typing.
I was like, what? Ah, typing.
You found something special. Which means it's gonna be up to Korth to decide if he's gonna divulge the special thing or not.
Special. Just in general, Zell is just gonna kind of do his best to like lay the bodies into some sort of like natural state to allow the wildlife to take care of it, because we're not hauling these bodies back.
Yeah.
Alright.
Do any of the seemingly normal things look magical?
I don't know. Does Korth understand magic?
Korth can use magic, so maybe not learn it in it, but maybe could at least recognize whether something's magical.
Is he proficient, or are they proficient with Arcana?
No.
Then, without proficiency, you can't innately determine if any of them are magical.
Okay.
Oh,
I found things.
Oh, what did you find?
I had an idea. I just remembered because we just got it, and I'm gonna pull out the wand and do
Hey.
Go on!
I'm
Wanna
gonna
detect
quick
magic.
scan and do a detect magic, because that's right, I have a thing now.
Alright.
But I'll just do it to scan over the bodies to see if there's anything in the area particularly as well.
You see magic is coming from one of the items that Korth just pulled off the body.
Okay. Can I see that real quick? What
You
school?
mean the ball?
The ball.
Yes. The ball.
Sure.
Yeah, that. What school am I getting from it? Because I don't get to
One
know
moment.
100% what it is.
Alright. It is evocation.
Evocation? Okay. That's 11 Arcana. I don't think I know what this is, but I know that this is magical, and it's giving me evocation, but I don't know what it does. But it's
Well,
definitely magic, and
We
I'll
can
hand
take
it back to Korth.
Rayan, and he could probably tell us.
Well, there's also this potion, which I'm sure is magical of some nature. As well as money,
Oh, good.
and some. I'm going to take these, and you see Korth holding up a black velvet mask stitched with silver thread, and a pair of engraved bone dice, as well as a gold locket.
Just nods, like, fair enough.
These don't seem to be magical. We could probably sell the gold locket, but the other two probably don't have much value.
Probably not.
That's fine. I'm gonna gather up all the mundane weapons that I'm sure we're not gonna do this, and I'll bring them to the camp. Maybe they could, I don't know, sell them, or if you guys want to hold on to them and maybe sell them to the blacksmith or something. I don't know, but I'm just gonna make sure everything's good with them so we can take our break and then start heading back to town.
Most bandits don't exactly have good weapons on them.
Yeah, I wouldn't bother hauling the
I
weapons.
wouldn't bother with the weapons.
I mean, we could just give it to them then. Maybe they can use it to help themselves.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm just kind of go back over there and make sure that they're good. There's
what the
so
heck?
many geese.
What are you doing, Ham?
Chaos. There's a flying bard and 7 geese.
Well, he wants it riding it.
Oh, he's riding the goose. Yeah, there you go.
I'm pretty sure this goose would not have permitted that.
I also hand 44 gold to everybody.
Oh, shit.
Oh, okay.
Oh, damn, you had a decent clip of gold.
And I'll go to them and be like, do you guys have everything? Are you good? Is all this your stuff, or was that their stuff?
We didn't have anything for them to take. Just this idiot's musical instrument.
Okay. That's. I don't know if I don't know you well enough to say that calling him an idiot's a proper thing, but just stay here for a little bit. We're gonna leave in like 30 minutes ish. I'm gonna go start checking through the camp for whatever is left over from the bandits, I suppose.
Alrighty.
With an 11 investigation.
With an 11,
Yeah.
you find a small mirror set in a painted wooden frame.
Oh, that's.
And you find various coin pouches and purses that are worth 200 gold point.
Oh, jeez, 200. I gotta do math.
There's 4 of us, it's 50.
Yeah, well, I know, but math, trust me, it's Zell doing math. Okay. I'll just. Oh wait, everyone. I looked around. All this stuff here is the bandits. They only had the instruments. So I found this, and he pulls out a large sack of gold. Like in his hand, it's massive. And it's just like, and he kind of like, here, and hands everybody 50 more gold points.
More gold!
I know, looking at forth, but like, I think you're on your way to paying off for the rest of the metal that you need.
Indeed. Korth is going to go to this fish that's on the fire. And taste it? Is it prepared well, or is it awful?
Roll me a D100.
It's either going to be the most amazing fish, or this is going to be completely burnt.
85.
So they had just put this fish on. They were prepping for their lunch. Thus, the fish is perfectly cooked at this point.
Any seasonings, or was it just on the fire, that's it?
Now, roll me a D20.
Eight.
They didn't have much seasoning. So it's just salted fish.
Korth pulls out their cooking utensils and starts putting some pepper on it, and puts a little bit of like coriander and a little bit of cumin in it. And...
It's So
Got a
cook-
chef? Oh, that's. I was. Here, would this help? And I'm gonna take some of the seeds that I have, and I'm just gonna just random like seeds, and he's gonna druid craft a few of them to sprout. It's like, I think some of these are herbs. And he'll hold it out towards Korth.
Yes, this is thyme. Ooh, I think that's a type of pepper. And they will start. Since the fish is perfectly cooked, they'll just start making it a better meal. I already
All right.
ate, but if you all want to partake, it's the least we can do while we rest.
I won't say no to that. So, short rest, eat fish.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. I'll
Yes.
call the two of them over wherever they ran off to. Did they just ditch us?
Yeah, they hooked the goose back up to the cart and took off while you guys were sitting down.
I told him to wait, but okay, that's fine. I guess they're okay though.
You hear off in the distance the woman's still nagging him.
Quick question. I know it regards, but we get paid for. I mean, from what I understand, bounties are something you get paid for. How do we prove that we freed them?
We are employed by the guards. I believe our word should suffice.
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean, if we want to, we can grab the head of that leader and take it back.
I don't know if that's appropriate.
We could take something else off this person.
Do you not plant the head of your enemies on spikes outside of your home?
No,
I don't usually have enemies.
nor a home.
Well, I guess you do now, for both.
I think you're actually right on that point. Yeah.
By the way, Korth is an excellent cook, just to say.
Like,
You
start
would not
eating, like,
think
oh,
that she is.
this is actually really nice. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I have traveled by myself for the last 10 years, so I have picked up how to make food delicious.
When you say by yourself, Mira just kind of nuzzles into you.
Are you hungry?
Not alone.
She says, yeah, exactly. In Draconic, she tells you, not alone.
I grab my axe and just chop off a chunk of the meat and toss it to her.
She gobbles it down happily.
That's good. Short rest. Get wild shape back.
Yay.
Do you guys want to head back into town? I looked through the stuff that's here. We could probably take it down so it doesn't just, I don't know, or we could leave it. That's fine, I guess.
I mean, do we need a tent?
You need a tent? I mean, are we planning on being outside overnight?
Soul shrugged. Not anytime soon, to my knowledge. And I've sufficed just fine with just the bedroll for up until this point. Outside.
Yeah. I don't have a tent or a bedroll. I just sleep on the ground.
Well, we could take it down and use it. It's there. I think it's like the late afternoon at this point. The sun's pretty high up.
I was like, did the lighting change or am I seeing things?
Oh, 100% it did, yeah.
Okay, I was like, I'm kidding, I'm going crazy. Alright.
I'll grab a bedroll and hand it to Korth and be like, it's not the greatest, but at least it'd be comfortable for you. And I'll start taking down the tent, and we can maybe use it later.
Yeah.
Does Cell have the weight capacity to carry it?
Oh, I'm not carrying it. I'm just taking it apart.
You're not. You're taking it apart.
I will carry
I'll
it
help you.
if someone needs to.
And oh, by the way, absolutely not. If you put a tent in my inventory, I'd be well above the capacity. I think my carrying capacity is just under 100 pounds, and I'm at 77 with everything that I have right now.
Yep.
Hey, can I carry a tent? Let's find out.
I definitely can. So it's okay. I got it.
Alright.
Hey,
I'm
it's all
pretty
rolled
sure-
up. It's like
Besides,
six.
I'm pretty sure I'm stronger than Soul.
Oh!
Wow. That's a good
Maybe.
question. Who is stronger?
Who's stronger?
Me. I've looked at your stats.
That's true.
Nope. That's not true. We gotta go and do an arm wrestling match or
Hey,
something.
that's right. They gotta have their spar, man.
Okay. Wait,
That's where it's going to happen.
No,
Are we-
not necessarily.
are we sparring?
I
Did someone
just-
say spar?
No, nobody said spar. What?
Thought they heard. Never mind.
Soul's gonna do that. They're gonna do that in a proper location and not in the middle of a wood. Thank you. Like, I don't want to be stabbed, thanks.
I guess we'll start heading back. Korth, how far away is the marsh you were talking about with the goblins?
DM, how far away is said marsh?
The marsh?
Yeah.
The marsh is a good 3 or 4 days journey.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, I guess we could go back to town and report that we saved the people, and then start our journey.
Yes. I would like to rest before the trip. Get my spells back.
I can agree to that too. Let's go back to town then. And I'll put out the fire properly just before we go out and leave the area.
Mund is very
Alright.
angry.
Mund, why are you upset? What you got upset for?
And as you're leaving, you just hear ribbit as you're leaving the area.
No, it's our frog.
Oh.
Just kind of like whispering to himself, like, we're still just passing through.
Oh no.
How many fingers did I get from these people?
Okay. There was 6 total, so go ahead and roll me 6d10.
I'm gonna roll it on D&D Beyond because I don't have access to the thing right now. Give me a second.
How many fingers did I
Apparently-
pick out of these?
Apparently, Korth was briefly
46.
not on Mundle's this one dies list, and then now he's back on Korth's this one dies list.
Oh.
There was a very
What?
apparently there was very strong reactions to the dragon.
You're right. Yeah, that explains it. Yeah,
Yeah,
that explains it.
I just
Speaking of
caught-
which, does Mira come with you?
Yeah, of course. I can't control her.
Alright, she comes with you
Mira
to
does
the
what she
town.
wants.
Of course she
Mira,
does.
Mira, who has
Summon.
temporary bodies.
Yeah, she does. That's the whole point. Miria is
Yeah.
a draconic
Oh,
spirit.
exactly. Meta, it's like, oh yeah, totally understand. In character, everyone's like, what the fuck?
As far as I was concerned, you just killed the Mira for no reason. I was about to help her too.
Meta, it's like, oh yes, no, this is completely understandable. This is the completely
Yeah.
makes sense. Absolutely.
but-
Like,
In
why
character,
waste
like,
spell
And in
slots?
character, it's perfect. Well, think about it. It's like I could waste a spell slot to cast Cure Wounds and not get her maxed, or I could kill her, bring her back using a spell slot, and she's fully healed.
Oh, absolutely.
And-
I get
And
it.
it makes perfect sense to Korth, who's very
yeah.
logical and like pragmatic.
Yeah, but it makes no sense to Zeke who's like, but that's a living thing. Why would you do why?
It just kills me that Zell just cast Healing Spirit, and just as the spirit appears, like, alright, I'm gonna heal somebody. Funk.
Well, I was about to cast it, and then that whole thing happened, and complete distraction. Oh god, it would have been a waste of a spell, but I wanted to help everybody. Anyway, I think we're going back to the tower to report our success.
Excellent.
Meow. Yep, I went across the bridge this time, as uncomfortable as it is. Don't like it.
Dragons just climbing.
Yeah, Mira landed on the roof.
Mira's on the roof. Alright, where did y'all go?
Where did
Y'all went over there. Okay.
Solus go? Oh, there he is. I was
I'm
like,
coming,
where
I'm
the
coming.
heck?
I also like. There's a part of me too, as a lover of D&D for a long time. It's hilarious that most pet classes are like, "Oh my god, my pet's about to die," and mine's just like, "Well, my pet's almost dead." Dead.
Now
Let me
it
just
is.
finish this off real quick. Nope.
Yep.
Mundle in my chat was like, "Oh, extremely injured. Why doesn't he just snap his own neck?"
I don't come back. That's the point.
Yeah, move this down so I can actually see inside the building. There we go.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Mundle, they're playing it. It is the same dragon. It's not a double.
It is the same dragon.
Yeah,
It's a draconic spirit that rebuilds its body.
It's spirit, body, and all. There's no double involved here.
Hi, guard leader Braun. We're back. We helped the people.
What's this?
That is Miria. She is my friend and ally.
It's a dragon.
It's a drake, technically.
She's gonna burn this place down.
No, she's not. Not unless I tell her to, which I wouldn't do because you are paying me to do work.
You sure?
Yes. Is she making you uncomfortable?
Oh, don't do it. I'm looking at you, not here.
Is she making you uncomfortable?
No, I guess not.
Okay. I wasn't gonna kill her. I was gonna dismiss her.
I don't know this. You just beheaded her in front of me like 2 hours ago.
Oh, that would have been priceless, though. If that's his dismissal. If his canonically the dismissal of the dragon is
Just to lop off their head every time.
you know,
Smash dragon.
Oh no!
That's
Leave
not
the
canon. We're not doing that. I think that's cruel.
that's not Court's way of doing it.
No.
It doesn't seem
Look,
to be
I
his way
have
of doing it anyway.
that fucked up.
Look, I could have dismissed her before, but I thought it would be way funnier to see people's reaction. But I'm not doing that all the time.
That was funnier.
Oh god!
It's great.
Oh no!
Oh jeez.
No, that is not canon.
Yeah. No, that doesn't seem like something Korth would do. He's not, like you said, he's logical, so that seems like the opposite of what he would do. There'd be no reason for it, right?
Oh no, the fact that he could have just dismissed her and not had that whole show makes me think that Court
Folks.
knew they'd be like, what the fuck? And was just like, I'm gonna fuck with the smooth skins.
As a favor, please, pronouns.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Both me and my character.
There, yes, you're correct. I apologize.
And Mirror, you gotta remember, Mirror is she.
Yes.
Miria is a she, yes.
Oh man. Alright. Oh yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, hi, sorry. Yeah, Korth, can I see the paper real quick?
Yeah.
And I'll just bring up, like, we finished this.
So you
Miss Brom?
you take the paper and hand it to her, and she says, "Do you have any proof of the deed is done?"
Oh, fingers.
Korth starts pulling out fingers.
Oh no!
Pinches the
I mean,
bridges.
No! Fuck!
Well,
Oh my god!
You also
I would-
have a locket. You could have pulled out the locket.
Oh,
The
right.
mask, but no, the
I-
fingers.
I would have. I was going to
She,
bring up their head, but
she-
nobody.
She runs off,
no, it's
and you
okay.
hear her find a bucket.
Fingers back. By the way, I have a pouch on my waist that's full of salt, so I'm like curing the fingers.
Remind me not to ask you for any salt.
Yeah, remember not to eat anything this man has
Well,
salt.
no,
His
I
breast
have,
has
I have,
salted.
I have cooking salt, and then I have curing salt. There's two different
Okay.
pouches. You're fine.
Okay.
Hope they
it-
never mix them up.
Porth, wasn't there something less bloody?
Oh, locket, mask. Nah, I'm gonna keep the dice.
Okay. I mean, we have these. We got them from the leader of the group, I think.
She takes the mask in her hands and turns it over, and embroidered in it is Morgoth. And she says, "Oh, yes, he's been plaguing the roads for a while now. Thank you for dealing with him."
Yeah, they had caught a lady and a guy with the goose that was pulling their cart. Those two were
The
rescued.
musician.
Musician, right? I think she said troubadour.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yes, I do believe they were scheduled to play in the town fair.
I know.
I'm not sure if they'll be showing up after this. She pulls out a satchel and hands you 260 gold. This is payment for the job done.
Oh, thank you. Well, later on, everybody will get 65.
Alright.
Okay. We're gonna start heading off on the other one that was on the board, and we'll come back later. Thank you. Bye.
She nods and
Bye.
goes back to the board.
Ron nods and then leaves.
Yeah. That's another 65 gold for everybody.
Yes. Back up to
Wait, how much did we get?
65 each.
Yeah, no, how much did we get total?
250?
260 gold?
200.
Well, I can do that. 200. Yeah, 260
Wasn't it-
gold.
Okay. That's
Did I do the math wrong?
yes.
260 divided by 4. 65.
260 divided by 4 is 80. Or no.
I
Sorry.
just used a calculator for that.
Oh, then I'm wrong.
Someone here is wrong.
Someone here is wrong.
Someone here is incorrect. We'll find
80
out.
times
265
4
divided
is
by
320 would be 80.
Oh. Oh, you're right. My brain today. When I get up to do D&D, my brain does not want to math.
We have Horatio channeling Mr. Incredible.
What?
In my chat, Horatio is channeling
Oh.
Mr. Incredible.
Nice.
Alright, so we are past 3 hours now, so what would you all like to do?
Well, we did talk about resting the night before we head off in the morning to check up on the goblins.
Yeah. I kind of need to go in half an hour because I have to take some blood tomorrow morning fasting, so I need to eat before midnight because otherwise I won't be able to.
Yes.
And I've only had breakfast, so.
Korth will help you with that.
Yes, I will.
Fantastic.
So we can make it easy. We don't have to roleplay going to sleep.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yep.
Start from the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Korth and Soul's match gets delayed another day.
and y'all know tonight when you go to sleep, you're gonna wake up a little bit stronger.
Leveled up.
You level up.
Yes.
Very
Yes.
I
good.
didn't roll the one. I didn't roll the one. No neck hairs this time.
All right, this is happening. Let's see it. I'll straight them up. I got a 6. Okay, that's good. I'm okay with that.
Roll d12. Let's go. What do we
Fine.
get?
That just jumped.
It did 10.
Nice.
Whoa.
Something. 10 plus something.
I mean, she is at 16. I get I have a +2 con, so I get 8 more hit points. I'm at 30.
Not such a squishy little dude.
Not quite.
I'm at
Apply.
43.
So I'm at 50 what? 50 something.
Here we go, and I get to take my feet. Finally.
Yes,
As-
I'm proud of the feet.
As do I.
Ooh, me too.
And just so you know, PD, I am taking observant.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's gonna make things more fun.
Yep. My passive perception will now be a 20.
after
bad.
something,
It's a
after the whole
21.
clown thing, it was like, oh, I gotta do it now.
Oh yeah, that, and I was alluding to it with the whole thing with me and the silver dragon. Like, he was teaching me how to observe the stars.
By the way,
I know. I knew it was coming. It's just, oh boy, this is gonna make things fun.
PG,
21
can I
passive perception. Yes.
just say that I spent before going to bed, I spent some time working on this set of armor?
Sure. This evening, you go over to the blacksmith shop and get your first day of 1 to 2 hours of working.
And I just maxed out my strength and have heavy armor proficiency now.
Please.
Oh dear lord, powerhouse come through.
The one person who can stand to Yenin.
Possibly.
I have health now. I'm so fucking happy about that. Oh,
See,
So
my
good.
idea is if I don't get hit, I'm okay.
if I don't get hit, everything is fine.
Just give me all my spell slots back. I had none. Like, I had one level 2 spell slot. That's all I had left. Because of the whole thing with Plown, I used the spell slot before any of this happened.
Yes.
Got you, homie.
Jerk.
All right.
Steven,
Yes.
Oh!
Okay. making sure.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
actually a good-ish memory. Okay, this will be fun.
I have a question for you. Why did we buy the wand of detect magic when you have detect magic on your spell list?
It's on my spell list, but I probably would never take it in the first place. I have too many other spells that I would rather utilize as buff debuffs that I wouldn't take something like that.
Okay.
Like, I
I'm
realize,
always
yeah, it's on the
I'm
spell
very
list, but-
curious to I love learning about how other people build characters because it's really fascinating to just see all the different ways. I'm always so
Yeah.
curious.
Because, like, I know, especially with druids, there's so many spells that do, like, really
Yeah.
good damage potential. Like, heat metal would have been great in that last fight, and, like, all this
Oh
other
my
stuff.
God,
But
you
that's
would've-
just some... Yeah,
you would've
but that's something
cooked
that
that
Zell
guy.
wouldn't take, though, because Zell is not really there to harm. That's why I use Thorn Whip so much, because it's a low damage spell, but it's about moving people around. So, like, for what I did with the guy there, getting rid of that is a smarter move than doing a Guiding Bolt, which I could have done, because I have free Guiding Bolts.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I could hurt him, or I could get him out of the situation to help you guys. That's how Zell looks at it. Most of my spells that I take are buff debuff.
That makes sense, especially since you have such a good auto damage spell with Guiding Bolt if you need it.
Right, and I get 2 of those for free,
Mhm.
and then once we hit level 5, I get 3 for free. Like, that's a lot of damage potential for no spell slots.
Plus, you have that if you need to, you have the Archer form, which is basically just spiritual weapon for free.
Yeah, it'd be like, oh, I use this on my turn. Well, bonus action, let's do some more damage.
Lord.
But yeah. So I can totally get Summon Beast, and I would make Petey hate me with some of these summon things. What should I do?
Yeah, that's why I'm not. I've already got one pet to keep track of. I'm not doing any of the summon spells for Rangers.
Like, okay.
I'm going to be trying to make more of the encounters puzzles like that, where like things happen. Like, oh hey, Big Boss has pack tactics, so you got to get his friends away from him.
Get his friends out of there.
Oh, I do have the Mending Cantrip if I want to take that.
I have to
Okay.
decide on what feat I want. Oh no.
You want to know what's going to make you mad, Steven? Clown has mending.
I have no doubt about that. None of the least. He could have fixed it, but he's a little... Rah.
He's a little craw.
Is anybody else staying live?
I've already cut off.
No, I'm about to cut mine off though, and I appreciate
see.
everyone for popping in. And have a nice day. Where's my end stream? There's my buttons. I got buttons. Thanks you,
I
Mundle,
have
for
buttons.
making me go crazy with my text to talk. I know you enjoyed that. I felt the maniacal laughter as soon as he's like, "You can hear me typing." I'm like, "Yes." He's like, "Yes."
Oh yes,
I
definitely.
have to decide now. Do I want the flames of Phlegethos? Do I want the
All right.
Infernal Constitution?
Signing
Or do I
off.
want something
Thanks again.
else?
You could bump up
Yeah.
your dexterity and your strength to give you
I
both
could.
better AC and damage.
I guess I'll send them all to Joe then. Since Nath, I assume you're getting off.
Yes, I
The
am.
Infernal Constitution, my con will go
I
up,
am.
which will
I'll
also
send them all over to
boost
Joe
my,
then.
which will also boost my AC.
Mm-hmm.
And it
Yeah, I'm
gets
just gonna drop out of the call to quickly
Alright.
say some words to to end my stream, and then well, actually, I'm probably just gonna go down to get something to eat. So thank you guys so much. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
You all as well. Bye.
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 Yes, hello everyone. So we are ending the stream there. Yeah, a bit unfortunate that today of all days is when I had to leave a bit early. It's a bit of a shame. But okay, someone random apparently just whispered me on Twitch. Okay, well, let's ignore that. I'm just going to follow Wipeout's lead, sure, and we will raid the same person. I'm assuming it's the Joe he's watching now that he is raiding. So that's what we're gonna do as well. Why not? I don't really have anyone. Oh, actually, hang on. I could also... yeah, sure. Why not? I just noted someone live that I read it a while back, and I think they might still be trying to get followed. We'll see. But yeah. So, I'd wanted to stay alive a bit longer than this, well, but I just realized right before I was starting the stream that no, I actually have to make sure that I eat in time, because I've had breakfast today and that's it. So, yeah. Not eating until after morning tomorrow would be a bit, yeah, a bit sad. So, thank you guys so much for stopping by. I do hope you enjoyed the stream. I'm absolutely loving these D&D streams, although I'm definitely still learning. So there's that. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I hope you have a great day, evening, or night, depending on where you are, and hope to see you soon. Bye bye. Have a good night, and I'll check on you tomorrow if you're already asleep by the time we get home. Thank you. Have a good rest of your workday, Exile, and safe trip home. And yeah, bye bye for now, everyone. Bye. Enjoy some Resident Evil 2.